Good afternoon.
But your minister on your fire.
Yeah, welcome.
The Namias.
Yeah, welcome.
But your Mecca Bibi Kakra. Said the Mamma I will see
Okay.
from Cassiano. Encouraging the Sabi a Jimmy papa no Jimmy a Jimmy papa a draw or but a Jimmy Ankasa. Said draw or also when ni a wo a Jimmy na me say woman your good mother and say me mammy and be rejected. Me na me catch or be rejected so when you baby. Obe wa too much da because ono wa wo de ne baye maame na odo wa maame kwa sake wo mpra aka no mudi no ene mwasem pa na nkora ni di no enti moto hwan na ye akola wo obi anyini bible mu kora na ye de ya step nkwala no omo solitia men nkwala no sa nyansa na wo da because ade bia no one mechere say wo maame a wawo no wo step mother betimi adọ wase no wo maame ne da wo
na
ni
one
pa
money ponya se wo don asi no sister on don the back kukura
what I say
no
any
musu ni
person
deny e odi be ya awie
yes
na me
oben
papa
sa
e se wo wi a won tata ni mu no munya ne sade papa de ni bia sa pa na do
any people abadwe na sabi wuti ni fie na wuti ni fie sa won tumi se wo maame a wanye mo boso me nkono ate emu ntasu awo wono no obi na do wa na sabi se nipa no wuti ni fie na afa de wahu ni chimi do obeye ye na afa de letter ne ba wahu o mama na hu so ye john e kire se
no yes wo ba me
ketwa na ni mo nyam o ma jiwa ni nyam de maketwa no because o ma hu se wa chimi wiase akola ntare wiase nya sa wo ye se konya me yi nani firi wo so nyame wo yi nani efiri wo so because akola bi wo ho a wo nshira ni wo papa ho wo maame ho wo maame ka bibi to so a e na wo kọ na ye se ye nshira ni se wa kọ school awie no abobba bodini no enye no a obi akọ school awie ye nyapade akese wo ni dibre so yale ye da ne so to hu nuro no eno ani gie bi anim akola mama me mo di mpa ka ba ye ko baboso adi wo maame achi mo nyina ne ka mo so mo maame se ahema hwede Ghana fo ye mo maame mo chimi nti mo de mo mfa ho
e ma ya ati so papa
abadaye ba akokora se eni mumu abadaye ba akokora se eni mumu mimi nua ba ma wona me maame obe hwa so obi ne ne yere mo chimi dodo na mo nsua nyansa mo chimi ye sori ntia ye maame o e wo se wo sori tia wo maame kora mimi nya chimi fo ma ko sori tia me maame ko na wo se me sori tia because on na ya mama brabo etete pansam mo papa se sie na wawu na waila no mo ko hwe no wei mo hu papa mo hu no eso kwa ne maame na tia enka wawu ye no ko anyara ba we wawu ayira still efie na papa wuyira mu na enu na aso bebabu na woni munyansa abeye woni munyansa na se bibi fa wadwuni mu a obeye sa ade we wonye da enti sa kwase asam na nkwala ne ye no munya no muntena se no mu se da bia wo se ye di ye maame achi ne ye maame timi baboso no so te na ye maame no ye ka ne bata ye ho because on na wo ye enye obi hunu na wo ye na me da ase me bo ye afu
That's it. One thing I can say, that Lumba, the SU and the Chino, HSA, na yem penasem sa. Now money is requasa because I'm penny for Krumuha and penny for a woman. Et mi ahwe ama asem no adru ba bi adru na that means that they are actually happy with the Yatu Lumba no because asem koso na sem penifo munim se ade ne da ha na muntimi mfrɛ entene asem ne dia na mi se omo hwɛ a omo ma ade ne koso nyinaa no omo nyinaa no omo gina baby a asem na chia no they support that side almost support that side no makacha mo say almost rally nyina behind sa girl no eye almost a no omu ni that Lumba ho adwen papa No money in one papa. Now, this should be a lesson to we men. This should be a lesson to we men. But it seems like Obia is in film. Because a man money be brave, either so ejina, and one almost to and some forward parking so. After this should also be a lesson to all the Ghanaian women. I want to think Kwara Ewa Butri. Moon shed the way I'm busy at Timoma. Me mama oma any neutral too much. Because a neutral, they say free, oh, they are free, oh, no. Cody ubano, Cody no. Na ada o pese o pull plug no. O ka bibia na one kase fall back. But so ja obana obatimi e de ope bia e bedru ada wo hia no esan ko obegina wachi. E ho no be yiwa ma. Na wo de wo no ma me kra anya adwen a san ka wo betwe ho. Wo no ma me nya adwen kra na wo twe ho. Ora me chon wo no ma me enya adwen wo bibi mu kra no wo twe ho. Umfa ho nkotare ne nemesis anase ne enemy. Na Roman father Biscaldana Prempe Modie and Emede Modia Mamu Biscaldana Prempe Jai I want to say Ubit we don't want to say nipa but a ba asem we are men fa wo home hye amanfo na we are what's up kujina the other side ejina was say ah hwe ne fe into wunnimu nyansa say akwala ya wonu abuchiri ebere na saa akora no anom pure water uwia ode ama obi cameraman o sheda ma cameraman ne ye ready na oye saa de na o ma film no mo da be to abonten self put into hu saa ne ma we nyina into hu sa ade no intentional. They're very sad. And kofobi wo ha kendi kwasa nke mo chance pra kasa online because sankofo no amanfo du machi bebre but I drink no enye papa na wo so support mama akosua na de mama akosua emayi ugina ho na ye video e kasa hwedefe so mo ne ayi Odo Broni etwa video a na wadwen be ne da wotim menene sara kasaya o se nana enyefe wait, oh I don't want to insult. Wait, give me too much abusia for about one you be say share actually peace. Kebeni eye ne maame ani eye ne sa anko no eye ne maame a anko wakugina ho my bye peace.
It is imperative that the grant of the letters of administration is carefully managed to ensure that companies set up by deceased and his legacy in general do not fall into ruins subsequently. Or say, the Amaka, my qualification, experience, and me what the Amabu so baby, Amaya Juma, any other Padia, my review, Aka home, Nidia Media Beka Wina, make Kanya to them one. That's what I said. A futua, my lawyer for any before the Amamino. And Tia won papa passe. That Lumba, me papa, a Japadia who do ye. I idea mupi. A mudanson. A be Nimdia, a be a strategic cranema who do be room. Ah, a here sepata say. Ye know, be over to me to say Japadiano. Now I'm managing me ya. Me papa brow bebre. Young Kofo be so my administrator. Never quite be asking. I won't come up funny so because I do not papa nija which a young in the four experienced people any idea. And no be a keke and was see a yin say on conquer administrator Emma a Japadia, me papa a jar watching a dache. Me papa nyapadie and the legacy I would jar watching. Ah, never. Na ankwa bobo dream a papa bre and in the legacy ah never. Aha, no. That I am advised by counsel and verily believed same to be true that a proper and efficient management of these business entities and the other items listed in the inventory attached to the application for the letters of administration for the benefit of all persons entitled at law to the estate of the deceased will require a high level of expertise, experience, commitment, and accountability. After me said, I said, I put you my lawyer for and the amendment. I did to prepare so my dream. Say, I am a crapper. I Japadia, me papa, Ababro, a guho. Any the power by Bejato. Businesses in Yuma, and in Yamaho Dua. The Amemaba review the account, and the letters of administration in Bayano, the neck company in Ano. Yet here will be the kind. And Remuno just said, ya hwehwe bibia mu near the manwa oyo bia just the level of experience no wasoro afei or say high level of expertise experience there to some yenu commitment and afei accountability now the waka kan nyina commitment accountability experience ne ya de admin nyina no one hu ne nyuma na mbobo boy so ayeye ne the professional kuta ni nyina no a kire se enumono waye ye bia enti ye to so bi nkrada Lumba tias no asam ye hu se no kan ho ne na atiase ni business nim dia ba ni team ene media hu nim dia ba ni team nyina no na we directly involved ni ade a enti ye wakikan nyina no o kire ma betu se court no hwem se wo mu hia wo bia a best experience commitment accountability ni ade a expert ankasa obetumi atoto saa niema bebrebe yi omudi kan de ba ye ne de wasa be review de aka ho enda Lumba legacy ni bibia eho yenko so e that as a consequence of this of the immediate momentum na that as a consequence of the immediately preceding paragraph it will be in the interest of justice for his honorable court to appoint me. Tie haye Madam Roma, behia, bebrebe aburu so nyina ya bibi ntia. Ohia bibi, what you say? Aha, anti okane ha. That's as a consequence of the immediately preceding paragraph. It will be in the interest of justice for this honorable court to appoint me as co-administrator of the estate of the deceased to enable me to bring the experience and knowledge to bear on the effective, efficient, and transparent management of the estate for the benefit of all persons entitled to various share under the estate. And the manema bebrebe ya wakikan ani bibia akosui. And yana mesra court ne say one where na only me say me and a many administrator Emma that Lumba na me papa estates.
I didn't think shingles would make me miss days of work. I was wrong. Talk to your doctor today.
I don't function you.
Aha. Enti dia mabbo so nyina no na kire se me ka wa ha se court no enime me come here na kire se Denise asam na making se betumi aye administrator na administrator no bibi wa anim ho ko ka kire wo se obia opese owo bibi ka bi odi ka bia dokwa akotusu bia no di obeka bia no eye se ye de ne beka de ono so qualify a odi kan de ne de ekoye no so wan se bebe bo kan nyina chi no obeduru ha no ose anu nti de makeka nyina me safata se ye betumi court yi begima tum as co-administrator na metumi atoto ne ma ye na ewia bom na mahihye ne ye na aboa mo obia emra ma ne kwan se wonya me papa estate so mfaso no e chem obia ensaka ne de na afi etutu ne ye yanko anyway that this affidavit is filed bona fide and my inclusion as co-administrator would ensure that the collective and individual interest of all the children and such other persons are entitled at law to a share in the estates of the deceased are adequately represented in the administration of the estate. Or say, some administrator and our co-administrator no me toto ama ankwankwa bia ene ninuamo anada Lumba mebia esafata ne de obia nso won bia e wose ono nso ye kan no na onya ne de bia esafata bia no mehwe ama saa ade no atumi akosomra ye toto niema se administrator ema that the Lumba ejapade. That's my educational qualifications and professional background uniquely position me to contribute meaningfully to the administration of the estate, making my appointment as co-administrator not merely appropriate, but necessary to ensure that the administration of the estate is carried out with the requisite level of professionalism, competence, and integrity. Mami, what on we I say, educational qualification, professional background, and also professionalism or work. A bet me up 1 year, papa. I'm what the bibia to the da, kama. Emra wobua, ama womo, to tunia ye. Now, for that room, be Japadiano, one more above by a one, ne paso. Yeah, right. That, to the best of my knowledge and belief, should this court grant the applicant's application to be the only joint administrator of the estate of the deceased, that power conferred by the court could potentially be a recipe for protracted dispute following the events after passing of the deceased. That to the best of my knowledge and belief, should this court grant the application, should this court grant the applicant's application to be the only joint administrator of the estates of the deceased, that power conferred by the court could potentially be a receipt for protracted dispute following the events after the passing of the deceased. That's what I say. A kind the last one, number two, now what I say. You'll be letter, and answer crata will be a drop in tea. Yeah, we are, sir, Nahani here, pa. Or said that to the best of my knowledge, and believe that to the best of my knowledge and believe, should this court grant the applicant's application to be the only joint administrators of the estate of the deceased, that power conferred by the court could potentially be a recipe for protracted dispute following the event after the passing of the deceased. Ahano, what you say? Yo, Mamma say, baby, so Montia say, any of the extra say. Mementia siemu, any Michidiamono. Any power, dear some buy, or no, your friend. Mama Brimpoma, and a Charlie, Queen free. Into a say, Tina Missy Brofuni pa. That to the best of my knowledge, Mementia sieni Michidiam and believe. Should this court grant the applicant's application to be the only joint administrators of the estate of the deceased, that power conferred by the courts could potentially be a recipe for protracted disputes following the events after the passing of the deceased. Minche mutiawe. Or say, Mentia siemu ni minyansemu, ni michidiemu no. Se court no, Ejidia or the letters of administration ni baye, applicants na se siye na yama makosu ya sewa, eni mami brimpomano. Etum so munkwanya administrators ha. Mintia siye ni michidiemu.
Spending ad dollars on leads that
Sign dear me papa ewu yechi ensensema ekoso ntino. Area court ne baji atum awie no na okwa baji atum awie de enso na akofa mentime ho ase disputes oyene ene mentime ho ase abeto efie. What I say paragraph 3. Osi minti a bebre ba maka nyina no meba 25 me minti asem I am Denise ene minim die mu no se court ne je nkofo a mo na de letters of administration ne ba ye no enko atum se wo mo nya administrators a esa me papa wu ye nsem a wo fie ntim ene ye na court no kofa oyene ene mintime ho ase osi dispute mintime ho ase tina na me bisa sa motia ase eyo letter obi achiro Uchrema between one when you are now of word be a son in with your kind dispute. Timintia Simono Semi Denise Mentia Sienemy Gidiamono. Omo de application by letters for administration near Mamma Cosia say one bring for man. Much among quantum someone administrators are. Naturally said, the Amuji two mono a cofa disputes. Manson Abba Ebusim. 26. That my inclusion as co-administrator will serve as a buffer against the discord existing within the family and provide assurance to all the children of the deceased that their respective interests will be adequately and equitably represented in the administration of the estate. If you are doing something here, that my inclusion as co-administrator would serve as a buffer against the discord existing within the family and provide assurance public humiliation. Or say, Obi Ebedina Tum, sir, or ye administrator.
Finance the old way.
Lumba estate no manage ne niema no ebe ye obi a kire se wasafata na odi mu ye papa na emfa de wawu no ni di pane na braba oboye kofa nipa bi akeke ai koka se we na manager that Lumba estate a uhu ana kire sa se that Lumba braba obebo nyina asa aye no ho enipa krati anu asere that Lumba estate, ni obia ena waso manage obia bia e betwi na koto apaso bia horo no na bia enimfiabuo bi disrespect bi ene bibia tetete saa betwi akoso ba cha oti ase also radical disrespect disrepute disrepute and have public humiliation. That's may funny be. That the grant of the letters of administration must to be person who can manage and distribute obi obetumi manage na wachiche the estate of the deceased without subjecting the legacy, that the Lumba legacy without subjecting that the Lumba and also without subjecting the deceased legacy and family of the deceased, that Lumba legacy near Busiano, into radical disrepute and after.
There's a way in and somewhat Dennis and actually year or they echo down courts in the caveat or crocodile court on affidavit of interest, and you nearby a can kind.
Public humiliation. It's a honor or courts nagini. Esiso. Say, Nenny Pabby Akake. Ubia or Bemadejeri and Afe, Busiano. Any that Lumba legacy no. Ya hona no peri enumre. Ubia Pebia Oka. Any idea. That should this court grant the letters of administration to the applicants alone. Tia, we answer. The needs the catch us the needs the end wapa. That should this court grant the letters of administration to the applicants alone, there exists a real risk of further unrest and discord within the family. That's Mijina has said. Sir, any pa and also more the letters of administration application by some of granting my own quadia. Among so many administrators. And mammy papa, a japadia dear. And ye not met me, I can say. Risk me anymore. A yet further unrest and disorder within the family. Say, granted, the mama Macosia Sewa, any mama been for man, so many administrators. Now I am family and come on there. Not just said. Met me, I can say. Risk me one more. A bayament me was said. And I feel a busiamun and chimuni mu basabasayo. And a bit to me, akoso, which could result in a failure to ensure that the administration of the estate is conducted in a fair, transparent, and equitable manner for the benefit of all beneficiaries. Eba sana mintimi wase any sad risk now onu sebebano disorder in the family near within the family near the adenoa. Eba sa dia na emwa emma omuntumi and tutunya meye emma mi papa ja pade no ene ne che no awia mom papa papa yonko so emma obi o sefata so benefit bibia enya ne de. That I am fully committed to work hand in hand with whoever the court deems fit to be appointed as co-administrator to ensure that the legacy and heritage of the deceased is safeguarded and secured for the benefit of all persons entitled at law to a share in the estate. Or say, and yet, me are fully committed, say, only baby, be a so on to that room, Japadian. Yet me coca one, me no be Juma, na quine so, net to me a boama, me papa legacy, and afi, a Japadia, wajan wachino. Yet to me a charm will be answer Canadian afi, ya to talk, a manage be a kama. That's, I therefore pray this honorable court for an order appointing me as co-administrator to administer the estate of my deceased father. Because I was saying, Obia Fali Bikoka, now the caveat got to so I see a bejuaka.
Earn 150.
That I therefore pray this honorable court for an order appointing me as co-administrator to administer the estate of my deceased father. Set me court, you say. Only mean to some co-administrator, and I mean home, say administrator, na mean to me father estate, na bibia enye kama. Aha. Wherefore I swear to this affidavit of interest. See, also no prepare pen affidavit of interest, if you know, into a sign or her, and bibia aquacoda. Signature bibia and afi said it be a quarter or the crata commissioner for oath one more stamp no it seems so then 80 sapepe it's a for and no Mati ase kama mamu bibia aha na mabre anamifa Carmen de nto aso Carmen de ne de enwakra sa Carmen de ne de enwakra enti mabra na memfa nto aso a na mama me hunu
anti kuntonchi ju ha no wawie eye Denise die no yemfa Karen die ne nto aso na yenye FNSA. I think say it should be the same, almost the same thing. And I on for Karen die ne nto aso na mpachom say question I continue be say
yemfa to aso yemfa Kevin die ne to aso
continue. Okay, me mama hu comment section I must say yes. Okay, yes the name mean
na me de ato aso mama me hunu eja ene mo na ye adwuma ti se mabro se momre amma me hunu na me Superior Court of Judicature in the High Court of Justice Kumasi AD 2026 but so file a day 20th May 2026 now about 1 p.m. And answer 1 and also no registrar High Court no Kumasi or more assign it's no me pass so any young quay suit number no ewa ha and I in the matter of the estate of Charles Kwajo Fosu aka that Lumba deceased and in the matter of an application for letter of administration by Akosia Sewa Fosu Charlene Fosu and Ernestina Fosu aka Akosia Brempoma and in the matter of the caveat filed by Calvin Schindler of Luxembourg Street, 3 in address no. Affidavit of interest. Yo, young quay. I, Calvin Schindler of Luxembourg Stress, the address. 80 do make oath, say as follows. The address no na man as follows that's I am the caveator herein and deponent hereto. That's the depositions contained in this affidavit are facts within my personal knowledge and or belief. That's to the extent that the matters deposed to herein related to law, I have made them on the basis of advice from my counsel, where I verily believe to be true, that my counsel shall, at the hearing of this matter, seek leave. Eti when I the person say ono kabi fosu na lawyer for futuo any bibia ne wom de wom bia na yo no a wo nim de enti eno no afiyemra 5 na ha na wo kire de oye e madadurumba ahati ni yo number 5 yi tie na mka kire o say making kan letter bi na letter no asemi hu ye no e ba bontre de ade nim sa be ma bi eye papa bi ba panyini ba asa letter no ya sa so be bi ye nyini ache be ma bi enti e bi ana ye me na anteboy menteboy tie hwe 5 that I am the first male child of the late Mr. Charles Kodofosu, the deceased, and together with my sister, the niece, Lady Fosu, the oldest of the children of the deceased. Me pacho hane de obi abekire se do siti ase nyam na me nkwa na me bekan brofo kwa Calvin ena ekire de oyema ne papa awu na yentie na remfi se we mu nyina lawyer fo ena draft ti na ya na ahyase de di kan nyina odi kan kire se de eba no me lawyer ena mama na ekiro minim hu bi mi a na free o musa de no ha
He's honestly keeping
ekire de Calvin eye woda Lumba brabo entity ana oye woda Lumba mem ti na de oti ase re kiro to ho mame binhu first male child of the late Mr. Charles Kodofosu. Samene ba panyini Emma Owura Charles Kodofosu a onyan baby kro. That I am the first male child. Mene ba bema panyini Emma Owura Kodofosu. And together with my sister Denise, Miniminia Denise, Lady Fosu, the oldest of the children of the deceased. Miniminia Denise Fosu. Ono ene ya panyini. Ewo. That Lumba wawu emem. Ananya sa na echere. Me say, ye bra Calvin say that I am the first male child of the late Mr. Charles Kodofosu. Mene that Lumba ne babe mapanyini. And together with my sister, my name is sister Denise Lady Fosu, the oldest of the children of the deceased. Onuya panyini ewo that Lumba wawu emem. Etibasa hani chere say ana mente brofo. Ya so betumi atro. Ne me de me han meti ase say
What's a bro?
me ka me na me that Lumba wawu no. Ne mba ememe wo mpanyini. Na ememe wo mpanyini no. Mini nua Denise that Lumba emma no. On na ye panyini. Emmemu no ye panyini. According to me tia ase mu no. Se mabonwa na me mente ase dia. Odaroma. You say I stand to be corrected. Nti I had the actually me mama ho den ne kofom kakra fi se bed so dia ana abontina de ni me se bia be ma na ye panyini chen oba no. But I have no se me brofo na enye dia se mo ammo ame na mo nkire me ho no entu ho ibedu ho. Na brofo na America ni nyina anie. That I am the first male child of Mr. Late Kodofosu. Se me ne be ma panyini Emma Owura Kodofosu. Together with my sister Denise Lady Fosu. Mini nuaba Lady Denise Fosu. The oldest of the children of the deceased. Ono ene ye panyini Emma that Lumba Emma. According to me, I stand to be corrected. sister of the deceased. Say, Mammy, Akosia, say, what for so your first applicant, Emma letters for administration. Or your mammy, biological mother, on a woman. And a Madame Ernestina Fusu, I don't want our friend Akosia Brimpomo, your second applicant. Make applicant to be a marine letters for administration who community. Or not so a year. Me papa will enya ba. That as the first male child of the deceased. The the first child of the deceased, no, and I also say male. You. As the first male child of the deceased, it will be in the interest of justice for this honorable court to appoint me as co-administrator, as my inclusion would ensure that the collective and individual interests of all the children of the deceased are adequately represented in the administration of the estate. Me that Lumba babema penini. Nyani babema according to letter no say the music canon na make. Me that Lumba eba bema penini first male child. No. Me sra court say wamunyi mintum na me co-administrator. Me ma meka administrators no ehho. Na entumi muwa.
DJ, we're leaving.
The smile is
Na me hwese. Obia ne huwom a waso osefata so onya bibia ewo me papa japade mu bia no. Ye betumi ahwe na ntitiru nkwala no obia enya de osefata. Na ya toto ne estate na kama. That my inclusion as co-administrator is especially warranted in the peculiar circumstances of this estate, where the children of the deceased were born of 4 different mothers, including the first applicants, making it imperative that a person with a direct personal stake in the interest of all the children participate in the administration of the estate. Or say, paragraph 38, Calvin Eka say, that my inclusion as co-administrator is especially warranted in peculiar circumstances of this estate, where the children of the deceased were born of 4 different mothers, including the first applicants, making it imperative that a person with a direct personal stake in the interest of all the children participates in the administration of the estate. I say, young forming characters of administration no ehu. Ni titiru. Sadia in some way esi etie. And say, me papa Emma or one One Emma ahodoɔ 9 and a wo. Emma ahodoɔ 9 a wo. Of administration ni ba ankasa no emu baako eka ho. Hey, ho. Asem kyeremu twi no ase ade no. Emu oduma ma no kakra. Tu de ma mintim ba bi wo ho a ma mintim ho brofo no ankasa. Esa na wo chechi Bibinti, wada Roma. Asembu a emu kyerɛ no ano ɔden. Seremo. Nti muntie me ye. E kan ne baako ano. I say that my inclusion as co-administrator is especially walang. You see, I never make a Hey, that my inclusion as co-administrator is especially warranted in the peculiar circumstances of this estate, where the children of the deceased were born of 4 different mothers, including the first applicants, making it imperative that a person with a direct personal stake in the interest of all the children participate in the administration of the estate. That I am fully capable and willing to administer the estate of the deceased transparently in the best interest of all the children and in strict compliance with the law. Osi ahade obetumi atoto niama ye papa na watumi aboa ama emma ewo mu nyina ne nuamo no obia interest no wahwe atoto ne ye.
Patro mumpa WhatsApp my why na mo betimi a repost no ma share so mo share na mo ye ho adwuma nche pra obende na fe yashase na yache adwen bibi nsem ni mu nsem na de edoso enso eheya na bitimi ebibi afa ne mienu nyina wa hanom a ebibi nsem na yenua ba kontonchi wo ya de papa brofo no working kind ebi mu ese brofo no eyo de ebi mu kire mu so a chese wo ya de me de wo ya de mesem pa WhatsApp na mo share live no emfama me
ama said the mran kire no to be answer akane de that given the nature and complexity of the deceased business interests and assets, which encompass music, broadcasting, and commercial enterprises, the administration thereof demand a high level of professional competence and expertise, commensurate with the scale and diversity of the interests involved. Or say, ade we no enemy papa businesses no wo no new man nyema city a ade a esan so de ho hya nwum tuo mu na broadcasting wom na wo commercial enterprises any ade nti no e demand obi a kyerese ne high level of professionalism no was so papa na wo ye competent ye na wo ye expert ahodo wo nyema ahodo bebrebe mu na tumi aboa ama bibia aye kama.
This is Danny and Chris.
That I am advised by counsel and verily believe same to be true that an effective and efficient administration of the estate of the deceased will not entail only the distribution of the assets, but more importantly, the management of the intellectual property rights of the deceased in his music and other intangible assets. And to say the council, any lawyer for a 24 no, naturally say, obetumi atoto enema nyina ye. Nititru sade ne papa na ne nwuma ahodo bi etie no na kire se oye nipa bi a ekoba se ye ma ne kwan so ntoto ne papa ne ma oye obi o safata ye papa so betumi atoto bibia ama na ye kama enhwe bi mai. That in the light of the foregoing, it is imperative that careful thought goes into the appointment of the administrators to ensure that all matters bordering on the administration of the estates and the preservation of the companies associated with the deceased, as well as his intellectual property rights in his music, are safeguarded and protected for the benefit of the beneficiary. Enti otrese wo hwese de niam we si kono a e wo sani pa ye bayi ni se or no only administrator and now many administrators Emma that room by Japadiano. I idea was here year papa Sunday Baya. That Lumba said the na the humano be a citiano. Here intellectual people any idea property didn't say not to say no. Bet me and Yanko phobia active people be and intellectual people be now the nature of that room by Japadiani beer. One more at me, at me, I'm a baby, I come. Having the end of catch us and what the baby shall say, yapa. That's my educational qualification and professional background. Uniquely positioned me to contribute meaningfully to the administration of the estate, making my appointment as co-administrator not merely appropriate, but necessary to ensure that the administration of the estate is carried out with the requisite level of professionalism, competence, and integrity. Also, no, the educational qualification and professional background are one. And manida musronko kra eba say ye di bread and answer to me man say onye administrator Emma that Lumba estate and I nya pade and want to obetumi atutuni ye wonye co-administrator obetumi ahwe atutuni ema ye papa if we say the level of professionalism no e was so ejapade we ni so ni niam e wo mi so ehia ni pa bi ete se no na afi wo mo atumi atoto niam ne pa that I hold a bachelor fen wo bachelor de ono so owo that I hold a bachelor of science BSc in business administration and my professional experience spans banking and financial service audits. Banking and financial service audits. Afe banking and kasa. Trade and risk management at PwC. Executive leadership as managing director of a growth-focused enterprise. And entrepreneurial experience as founder and operator of an independent apparel brand. A breadth of experience that further underscores my suitability for appointment as co-administrator of the estate. Enti, or say, Odo Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. And after our professional experience, our banking and a financial service auditing. And after one of the kind spans banking and a financial service auditing. And a banking and Kasansono or experience and a trade and risk management. And also sono say well dimwa kotini ye any Nagodo. Executive leadership as managing director of a growth focused enterprise. And entrepreneurial experience as founder. In entrepreneurial experience, no, a founder and operator of an independent apparel brand. Yo, and see, naturally said, I
need women to know that you're not limited.
Obetumi aye co-administrator ama na ye is our experience now say professional e wo de mabobo nyina emu that by virtue of all my professional career I have accumulated extensive experience in executive leadership, banking, financial oversight, risk management, and commercial operations in both institutional and entrepreneurial environments, equipping me with the competence, discipline, and fiduciary awareness necessary for the responsible administration of the deceased estate. Yo, or say, the professional career and so no idea. I want to hear papa experiences I hope will be ɔne ne yere wɔn mo ahwɛ wɔn ma yie papaapa mayɛ adeɛ that's that's my background in managing complex financial matters. Overseeing operational structures and working within high regulated industries, requiring discretion and accountability position me to ensure a responsible, fair, and transparent administration of the estate for the benefit of all beneficiaries. Or say, a background about managing complex financial matters, operational structures, any highly regulated industries or no my year juma. A bus will manage that Lumba estate na abuano. I must say, Gina Sapenini. Now you're responsible, you're fair, you're transparent. Sir, experience when you're managing into a yard there where you're fair, papa, patches, which me, I'm managing your may, I'm gonna come. That to the best of my knowledge and belief, a grant of the letters of administration to only the applicants could potentially create protracted disputes. Means them were treated to 10 years. Na treat some Mayana so. Titiani and Tinamina Dajawahano. Yes, so a chairman no can treat 9 wood more than Titie. That to the best of my knowledge and belief, a grant of the letters of administration to only the applicants. What meaning the enemy answer, said, yeah, the letters of administration in my any panua, or more day, a buy and I am a mammy, and it be papa niano qua. Yeah, I was said the baby. Could potentially create protracted disputes, akin to the unfortunate events which have occurred after the passing of the deceased clearly demonstrates. Tiayan, the Nimian Kaka and I'm Chilemuno, the Nisiano I pay. Say, your grandma, ne mamma, and ne papa, and we are no so many administrators are. Ye bet to me, Eddie Abano, a potential, a bit creative, and as a potentially create protracted dispute. And have unfortunate events which have occurred after the passing of the deceased. Oh, that's my inclusion as co-administrator would serve as a having a say. Sending my letters for administration. If you don't want to, you bet me a CB. That's my inclusion as co-administrator. And the come one would serve as a buffer against the discord existing within the family. Yama who do be a no, me a make a honor. A bet to me a bois na yen ho a yibi a chese e ba be bois sa enia ma bi e wo wabusuani no and provide assurance to all children of the deceased that their respective interests will be adequately and equitably represented in the administration of the SDT. Yes, I did make one. I feel na bois na I provide the assurance. Ebe mat me papa me nyina me nuam nyina benya hotaso se me ka bia ye de makoka administrator si ho de obetumi ahwe ache amobi ansa aka ne de na wasa atotunti gidie me bankora ni mu preko pe obeka ho na e de sa assurance no ebe mankora give me assurance that the grants of the letter of administration must be to persons who can manage and distribute the estate of the deceased without subjecting the legacy of the deceased and his family to further ridicule, disrepute, and public humiliation. He said they need me about the news kind of say court never some background letters of administration. No, I'm phobia. One bet to me, I manage that Lumba estate, no, and the Japanese in a year. Now, Enkobase, that Lumba, the legacy, no, Obi Babe manage now at the family, no, I say, I could not radical status be, disrepute be, I feel public humiliation be, Kusuma Babusiano, and to other petrol, to harmony at the letters of administration, no, yeah, court, no stress of 1 year. People also Emma administer. That I therefore pray this honorable court for an order appointing me as co-administrator to administer the estate of my deceased father. And to me, court, ne say only in some co-administrator. Make a home, say me manage me papa estate no, and answer me administrator mentor Tonyama. Now Fibia into me enye kama. Wherefore, I swear to this affidavit of interest and Bibia eta to a commissioner for oath and crataring in Bibia and so ewaha. Abusia for Sawate Sawahunu said the Niama is see a coy. It is a pepe pacho, mammy. Enye wimra na film metwasoma
Vision for me mama kwa abadi mu me da mu nyina asese mu anya o twen honhom na fi mu de atwen na yeti eye yinua bayi akenkan a obekenkan ma ye fa eye caveat Dennis ne Calvin omo ye that Lumba emba Calvin oba penny awo that Lumba ememu asa ye bema penny awo that Lumba ememu ena Dennis so oba penny oba one man nyina ono ena ye penny nti ensem ni nyina na yenua ba wa ya de pa wakenkan menye so senka menya time akenkan said he wotimi enya ebrew wabekenkan nti ye beda na se bempa wa ha agichi wa ha omumienu nyina ewo afane mienu bempa from the camp of Odo Broni, agichi from the camp of legal wife and as a supporter of Mami Akusua Sewa nti mema omo edikan bi floor no na fi omu wiaye nyina ya to aso Mami Fancy, then I can you say Adepa correct yourself. Dennis is older than Calvin. Hey, sanity and Pamacho. Dennis ne Calvin, one name in Pamacho. I don't want to make I wish I Paul.
Yeah, Tonka.
But Dennis ne Calvin.
Kevin,
Maybe him said Calvin I don't know if you are wrong.
I said, I'm boss, okay. I'm boss.
Calvin Apin. I don't know what talking about.
Having a penny in the Nis Kakra.
Yeah, Calvin is the older, so I'm not. I say 3 months older. So that okay. The power need agish one you know, mumu one the person would kind kasam patch up.
First, why?
Adepa, Medasi, Adepa, first of all, no, my menfa, Asidaka Sepa, Emma, Mammy Akusha Sewa, Neda de Lumba. Adepa, enye Ubiana, Opa, Omano education. Dine Dikaino. Yes, mammy near papa, Daddy Lumba. And then Akusha Sewa, and penny Akusha Sewa. Modern Kalana Koskadepa, and then the first in Adepa, Yanko Kiviati, so Adepa and Ram was all trendy, papa, Padepa. Now, baby, I'm a 5 beer, not the po, no more Adepa platforms. Adepa platform media is what catches a BBC. Adepa, I did a scene, Adepa, Kiviat, we are same way. And the Mahus and Kofobi, and ma, near Futubi and forming. My stress in Christ within the Adepa. Me, Kiviat no meet, you know. The only thing I saw in there was Nkwalano omo pe unity. adepa se uti asem na Calvin and Denise can almost say it's been chaotic since their father left. Na se court na mbo na court na side ma me fo mienu we a the chaos will still continue at the part. This is brilliant. That means nkwala na hu say yodum yentiase mebuwe mewe fameda mami at the part e ma mienu bi na de sa na ma we nyina ba for ye ma memmo ahofefo ahofe akosha bempoma e de ye ma me akosha sewa omo na de asemu nyina ba ena nkwala mienu na ti ase se adepa se yan file caveat we na se ma ye ma me fo we san kwaje letters of administration so omo nkwanko lady ajapade adepa it is any ode bomba ma no events anko for to traforo obeto. And you can tell from the intentions of these people, from how they've conducted themselves at the bar. And Kwalada who said, no, you cannot trust, they cannot trust Mami Akosha Sewa and Mami Bempoma. And so what they've done, a peace building effort at the part, Uti Asama Calvin Kachaja, also to avoid any further escalation of matters. At the part to avoid any other issues and any other court cases and all of that, add us as administrators. So that we can oversee. Say the be ankwala na aka no. Ade pa say the be ankwala na aka no. Obi ankodwen say Mami Akosha Sewa ebe chinchim ne nsa. Ade pa this is a fantastic caveat. Ade pa de bia me kase Calvin me enne mate friends of Calvin ache say me wo me ba me to no Calvin. Ade pa akura ni nim nyansa pa. O se ne maame onje ne maame ndi. Ade pa we obi si omu ade e na wasoreti ade maame. Debi me maame may don't know too much. But okay, say me for secret in common mammy, I mean for money because the next time I remember the secret in my man. At the bet you know a friend me, as I'm not never can reach him and run. It will be in your mammy. In any weakness, in my dear, see no more city. One who send a mammy, me for peace, a day as soon as me fan trust no. Because a beko haywire. Inside the pa, make caveats and uncle and a file. Look at the education pa nko for say na nkwala no munya adepa nkwala saying the team ko school say na de Lumba my ko school utimi se omunyina ye learned people na enye so mo budwo manum keke say ayekofale caveat nti no yenki kana tabi adepa caveat na money to so no omo join no they are joining not just because they are children adepa obi betimi aye ba na oyensadriam wait me your back now on Timika or Nima de Crefeno letters of administration. In your file no makache judge, main cancer fameto so merely because of some yebano. But fameto so because me ye eba ba me san ye expert minim de ni minyansa ebe boa ma sundia ba ebe boa ma nyama na chicha adepa. What is wrong with this? Because adepa they trusted this Mami Akosha Sewa Mami Bempoma. They trusted them before. Omudi niema shomunsa iye shomunsa. Look at what happened. Omudi asumje shomunsa. Look at what happened. You are expecting this case, the two elder case, to trust these two women again? Come on. Adepa, meno caveat no ya file no. The judge will admit it, and I'm so proud of the children. Say, omo say ne be ya yenya foforo no maka no. Obian feel say ye cheating no. Adepa hwan mo na kebe cheat omo. Adepa omunim se omma maame nuan ne maame we cannot trust them. Into adepa caveat no mafile no ne kwan so a pe na adepa utie oba pa Denise adesua ne oba bebi a wakọ du abrabom na se obi timi tena TikTok a obi onko school da obi ho ntimi kwa nkenkan obi wako onim ni de otro cow ne fence cow ne cat egu board so and now dem to onim ne na otimi fa phone di abaya wako school ne Mami Akosha Sewa ba papa e de ne ba ko school na se otimi betena se didi na tama adepa mi tie Denise pa desua about wosiano adepa betimi nya Denise number Mami anka be me de papa because pesem ne twempena mo ding adepa because oba timi ko school ye adwuma wo Deloitte and Touche JP Morgan na the one I TikTok for my bonny way to me dia kolea tem san na mpana ba adepa me de ma no siri na me ka se caveat no boni bia ni ho a fantastic caveat na omo say kevia ba ko ya ba go si ayi ndem eno mame mu se ne nkwala we adepa me de mano besi na ARGH won so opentema beka bi nti adepa mame fa ensi ha na me fa ma ARGH se question dey
metoto wano kakra ewo short message. Mami Bissau, doesn't it feel betrayal? And Philip, Mami Akusha Sewa, brow, or Betsy say neba, near Fumba. Eddie, caveats, see Yakoto, ni earlier, or request an answer what file will court no. Mami, on Philip betrayal kakra.
adepa on say ya ete in change we can only assume say mama akosha sewa of course obitima feel e be betrayed, which is fine. I mean, me mama timi obi kuna me say ma wade awoyi enye twa so o say me ntia say da me makas sa na yina our mothers would have felt the same way, but adepa ade bi wo ho so a ye nye nkwala saa nkosi ewiye to de bi wo ha obeye panyin na wo ye panyin so to de bi wo ha sem bi wo ha e wo so gina se panyin adepa ye maame mo nya ade bia no mo ya eye right o ye maame mo to de bi wo ha o mutimi ade bi na nze no me maame ade a wo ye enye right nti maame akusha sewa of course maybe feel betrayed and me te ye niaba ba ko o lead team legal wife on say maame na ka che ne say ne man de no mo je free no no nye say ne man time no unt ne man time no but adepa there is something that children do not trust about their mother. It's not because they don't love their mother. They know that they cannot trust their mother with the peace building effort. They have heard their father's reputation will go deeper in the mud. It's their mother they trusted with the funeral issues. And look at what happened. It's their mother they trusted that she will be able to amend issues with a younger wife. And look at what happened. So they are not going to sit there a third time to trust their mother they trusted before, keep quiet, and for this property sharing to bring chaos. Because some kwalana engineer na some properties we sanko fire baby adepa even the noise and the damage that they will cause their father's reputation, it will be more than the first. So for me, I don't think it's a problem. They know their mother, they say that no, let us be part of it. Almost say mama womb by yen of fire so that we will become a stopgap measure, so that we can check whatever our mother is going to do. Send a bear other women no Dare mame Odo Broni when mame omo nyina feel say mame akosha say obisi so adepa. This is not, there's nothing wrong with it, and I believe the kids are in the right direction.
Obi beka say utie ensem a Kelvin edigu nkrata mu edi akoto court wa. Does it sounds like Kelvin ebuofu ne maame ana?
Oh, adepa before the me send me cano me nka say Calvin buofu ne maame. I can tell that he is disappointed some way. I sense disappointment in the writing. Because or say since uti in west na the pan me fa me phone back na me or say me person me bonko for me chat or say on pese obejai nyama amane maame like before to prevent chaos into the a peace building tin ankwala no ho nye se omumbo maame ana say ne bombo for maame. They are disappointed in the two of them, not only their mother. They are disappointed in omo maame nua any omo maame, and they've seen say nipa mienu we are na assign could lead the property sharing. So na oman form na inform adepa there will be chaos, and everybody here on this platform knows say court case mama akosha say na ma bempoma tag teams omo no mokoye eyi injunction omo no mokoye ebusuani ye betu no ye ne omo no motachiri inti adepa say nkwala na inform na inform. See, even if they are angry with the mother, they deserve to. But I don't think so mobile for mommy. I think so mohu or matana say no. Ye empanyin for yem fire nancy form na yem prevent any further damage to our father's beautiful reputation.
Menim say may jai for now questions for Bempa and we are now RGH Abem. Epacho.
Mr.
Bempa, educate me, kakra. I don't know, my file, a joinder and a caveat. Which one is it?
No one say a caveat, but the point is that caveat no. Ubet me say we ma file o ma me can file a caveat no. So o ma me can file early no. Early listen come and file any caveat. They would have given the LA to just hit their mother. But now that they filed the caveat, their response to the caveat is that they want to join. So and yes, ABA, they want to be part of the
they want to be, yes, but it's not a caveat because no,
it's a caveat.
Is
it's
no,
a caveat.
How is it a caveat? But caveat, let's say, don't give men farmer
no. Okay. Caveat and say yes, man farm. Caveat can be different ways. Wait, man, file caveat say, my men or say, oye, me papa, year no, oboa, oye, papa year no, me papa no. That is a caveat. You can also file a caveat say no, a caveat. My men or say, or person or no kwa be a administrator no there be and farmer no kwa farmer ye miensa farmer ye nipa phone pharmacy science. That's also a caveat.
Oh, okay. Well, okay.
Yeah.
I guess a lawyer be what I'm saying.
No, a caveat. Say or no caveat. Yeah, we read from beginning. No kind. Yeah, a caveat.
Oh, okay. All right. Now, Mr. Bempa, na me saying bisa your friend is saying, "Mami, I could say, well, ko file for fraud, or ko file letters of administration for fraud, or can say." Or the neba, the second one they come home because apparently, friends like Calvin can say, "Oh, you're interested in applying for caveat, with the mammy, or the second bono, come home." And I call any ni free. So knowing well, say, neba stand, but or the neck home. Don't you think, say, mammy no, uni dream bonibia because senka or I dream bonibia senka on fan a baby and can initially. And I
Miniaba say unze yen looking at Mami Akosia Sawa decision no strategically. So ocean on the document. It looks like say, oh, near Jumboni Bia. Minka say, yeah, mami, I'm not speaking in like any form of disrespect. You know how much I respect Mami Akosia. So I'm speaking like just, it may sound a bit some way, but please bear with me that I have a lot of respect for Mami Sawa. So don't look at it from the surface of it. Oh, near Jumboni Bia, na so wa Jumboni kwa konfa, kwala bia ne banen kan. No, she had no option. Because caveat na oko file no. She has to add a child to it to pretend and make it strategic. Say and kwala na on the side. I don't know if you get me. So because if she didn't add one of the children, she would have lost it on the fact say where are the kids? Like in Kwalana, Papa na we ne mawe. So maybe Kusia Sawa didn't have an option. She definitely needed one of the children to be part of her request so that the court will see it. Say, oh, mame no Kwalani nina support your mame and Kwalani nina support your mame. I don't know if you get it. So it was just a strategic move. Senka shari ninka hwa anka her decision to request for Eleno, it would have been very shaky. You understand? It means you the home and a strategic purpose so that it is seen. So
talking about strategy now, Bempa, when we say ukunu ewu interstate, okay, when we say other children outside the marriage, what was she? Did she do wrong? I don't want people keep saying I said yeah. Or bonnet so file for early and I said any brady. Was she wrong? So obe file for early.
Oh, see, in all the honesty it comes with, Mama Kusia Sawa hasn't done any wrong for filing for early. And again, on the surface of it, it is legal, it's a right to do. But until you look, almost the devil is in the detail. Now hear this. This is where we all start to throw the bad lights on her. Because one, Oko file Eleno, Senka one oma Odo Broni like or engage Odo Broni, and according to even in her first request now. Anka will say no, Nya Jumboni bia a normal process. Ebi anko Odo Broni can say yeah, I you menu. The person may file and answer on any cambom say okay, I remember ni ebe file early. Yes, that's peaceful. But if you look at her first request, which almost say the devil is in the detail. You will see, say, even her first request now, file, you know, and Sankanyami and Berman, lawyer, Odo Broni, lawyers, and Odo Broni, say, a Caribbean, only my dear friend, a court, and Kamame Kusha, what fetchy. I'm on Kwaji Elino. Until so Odo Broni lawyers file, say, no, I know you mean, and son, a mamma Kusha, say, what, ebe file the Odo Broni cried in account. In fact, o share and Kwalana side na, Mamma Kusha, say, what, and so a file you, why any bapping? If we are say Bakain and Yedini Bibia, Osha in Shira Kwansukra, a Jacob question and Mouse Rubin, that at my first child, my spirit, my blood.
Calvin is an adult, or say more fun in Kahun. What
Yes.
was she supposed to do?
Yes, you see, the point is that Calvin say and Fanning Kahun, of course, then maybe you have no option to add whoever it is there. But the point is that means that the children do not trust their mother in this aspect of the thing. So, like to answer your question, legally, Mama Kusha hasn't done anything wrong for filing for LA. She's just in the right path. Just that she should have, the fact that she didn't add the other woman to it makes me know that no, she has bad intent for requesting for this LA.
Okay, me Pacho, bear with me, me Pacho. I mean, this is our last question. I agree with you, say, Eddie, that Lumba, no, you're very smart, very intelligent man. Why do you think, say, with your one kasa opinion, why do you think, say, Obi our bonyum bia or the macramo, muhumi biomu, say you, me yari you, say you, me pacho. No, why say Japade we nina, no quote unquote, or no, I say Japade we nina. Na one trowel. To your own understanding. Why do you think say one trowel?
Me mama busa me se kwadwo nti ebe de na asem watwa so din na me se ma Adam mete se Lumba anya we no ebe hye na nyame ye me no me dance ni say even talking about the fact that my legend whom I worship like a mini god, the Lumba I'm looking at his portrait right now in my room, left with interstate. To be honest, it breaks my heart that it happened like that. But for now, as sad as it sounds, I genuinely think that Lumba didn't leave any will. And I mean, things happen. We are seeing it's me a mistake. Ubu habedrin say was save sika adan assemble to no ubenyeska. Baby ho no adam fobia from me ho akire me here the hospital. Now we say one pa undiska onya hwe, but we are say no nkwanhia me too bia. Inti I will cut Lumba some slack. It hurts. It's painful. It's painful that kwadwo nyansa timi will die well. But it has happened already. I don't know. I can't explain for Lumba. It's painful. But anything the supporting Kwalane say, Lumba no say, for opportunity to encounter the weaknesses of the man. He makes mistakes, and this is one of the mistakes I believe. Wherever he is, he may be crying just like we are all crying here for that error he did.
Yo, Medasi. Thank you.
Pacho, I have a question for you, please. Yeah. So far, the letters of administration, Friday, there has been a first amendment of which Ode Odo Broni Ebekao. But I've not seen any changes in terms of Shaolin Nidin because I was told say also file is opposite Ufrimo. In this case, as it stand now, have you seen any amendment and I say old one and the Gusu here it comes this year?
To be honest, I saw the Dina also, but I don't know if that has a legal basis. I think I saw Senedino Egusu also, and I'm not so sure if I don't really know why the name is still on, to be honest. So let me not speculate, but I see Senedina and Egusu also. I don't know if it's a legal, there is something legal, maybe the lawyers can explain to us why Charlene's name still is on it, but unfortunately, I'm not able to provide a detailed answer to that question. I don't really know why. I'm sorry.
All right, no problem.
Thank you. Adepa, but that's it.
Okay, it's a question being thank you, Bempa. Thank you so much for your
support. Okay. And the medical that Bempa say. Bempa kasapa. Now the me war some issues be. Now some issues now me one home. Best I know some trade document be. All the trade documents on any na idea a war is in the public domain. But who shares our document ni na Calvin ni spellings no, there's a problem with it. Ukoshe court records moi the first page of whether the caveat wins affidavits or whatever no cost way no. Check is ni dia yen him say ne mam your friend no Schindler can di home. But when in the spelling is different. Different imagine one mentias here. Uko check DL FM document be a bar out now. Sorry, that Lumba ba penny ni din so say different spelling is different. Uko check letters of administration so you can say me should any legal background be me nim legal background be me nim if I say wo dey asem court na names in the names no on 2 occasions. One Calvin so the next one Schindler na Schindler a different spellings. I don't know maybe a lawyers for no more no bet me aka bibia fanto there for anyway be an meseni ama we inbox na wa hwe for education purpose maybe a future baha e betimi agi any because I think I have to call her because not mimbusa 1 or 2 questions about that and see how whether a betimi effect on what is going on or not. Idea I may call my carver with my idea I want to bring it on board. Secondly, ushe letter na me ushe in sem na both that Lumba bane dia kona se as Elena judge or tia sem so asem no munyen di wie the tone of the words no and be determine say de that Lumba bane ka ho adi asumdue baba na emfa asumdue mba words and the tone what you say public ridicule unrest that tones no tone no mu use wo omo ele nim ana omo affidavits nim no ene na be kire say see di omudin bemu ana so omo admit omo as co-administrator edin kabum be ba na emfa kabum mba. I'm just surprised even though Calvin or every right say obetimi apply say court on fanning kan as co-administrator boni bi anim or every right. But say the nyina ye hu previously no eba earlier order of priority no maame dasoro and I think all of us yenim emra no e wo nyansa nti oye ode maame to soro ode ne mba hye ase na maame no aba no ni kunu abebo bra omo start your property na omo mba ni susua nti I'm sure say however the case will go no court no will always take the interest of the mother because omo no mabebo mo bra nti say na mba no so person omo ye co-administrator boni bi anim obi anka say boni wom na so court no ene be determine so de ombe kan wan on for mon kan na say de be mpa kan na that Lumba mba ni no makọ school omako school pa omako school that Lumba watete nkola ni ye waye ade nti ebo that Lumba ene ne yerenom abaso ebo mu nyina abaso na me de me ho adwiri mi kakra me ho adwiri mi wo one like where si bia be ba be mu no so what you say where si bia be ba be mu no I don't want to be too diabolic today nti me shall and throw light on these words but me ho adwiri mi pa because se ma me nya adwapade na
menshra why ade anya menshra
se ma me nya adwapade na oyenye ni say ma me ni papa mo bremo mo ba nti definitely ma me akosa say won yi ni ba Calvin film but ne ba ne so wo interested dia yen hwe de court no ebeka but my major concern is say ade na de bia ebeko bia Calvin ni din Schindler no muntimi spell it I like mentias here on 2 serious documents. The spellings are different. Mentias here Ye farmer me akosia se one marriage certificate na Schindler no to me who spelling it accurately. Ye kofa that Lumba Bravo whatever FM ne omunyema na different spelling, call document are different spellings. And they maintain I don't know why. But at the time they man no see no. Baby ama me akosia se wo bi an nyame hira no. Na team legal for no. Se Calvin so de ne ye kan so de dia council person ye co-administrator e mo bi ndidi na tem. Emo BND because omo ye dia no matter what ma me akoso say wo ka ho de ono no that top on order of priority on that top de make twa to one say why se na omo use ye the donation ni say de omo bobo so no ene na be kire say ye de omo ka ho a unity no omo pene betimi aba na ntimi ba de pa na ye question me busa de pa ma no asi nti so bi so bi ka betimi aka
Senior.
Can I ask a question?
Mamimbisa question back on that. Okay. Okay. O some kind of say worse na omu yusu ye no. No na be chere say court ebeje omatum anas onje omuntum. Worse na wo ka does it have a high chances of the court accepting them or low chance?
Oh, me pacho unse asam no court mintimi nhyeda nka ho asem bia e wo ho no so ati ase but me dia u tiele di na already na there are certain words public ridicule yeah papa legacy ni sanye manyema na I mean because I'm just surprised because and I wish time am dey file omo affidavits and am LA whatever am friend no your friend say Denise e dey need dey 20th May 12:55 wow the same time and a Calvin so dear no nti omo amu nyina omo abo omo no mo kokoye I can say together so what you say by choice of words in the say the omo use ridicule omo grant e betima cause ridicule unrest any sanyama lady ni den ekika na I think say that kind of way to me my opinion them who say they could have used a better words because we dey that Lumba and the man so ma ho kwan say ombetimi they can also apply to be joined as co-administrator nti uhia ene wesi bia betimi amanfo misinterpret ade a wo ka no because I mean person me diabolical minim anger me fa ko but they say they be mpakasa why diplomatic dey be diplomatic say they yen ko interpretati asama mo kan e bia for them ne dey e bia they don't mean any harm. So what I say, yeah, be my comment news na betimi achire so what I say, nti adepa eno an metimi aka wo ho no.
Who ne say I mean can I say my reasons me bring tia almost so say was a court to do including their qualifications munim dear experience be work no who ne say court no betimi ahwe ye no so ye no sa question na me was be bisa bempa wo so who ne say court no betimi ahwe ho so na watimi adwo matomana.
Oh yeah. Send your match be on my juma. I mean, say the needs say juma or say the JP Morgan I stand to be corrected. I think say big companies as why yeah juma or that say the okana. Say I'm party I mean or we see a lot of things or didn't name the any how to manage how to better to nyem and I think say it's very very important somebody in our be money there. There's no two ways about that.
Okay. Enti no court bitimi like is a court bitimi ahwe no so na de na wo ka no public radical no court overlook ya na.
Oh na because once at the end court na be making the decision so what you say at the end court na be making decision on the mean shada nko bebre so what you say because we are there esan so me that Lumba man there omu I don't know mo ya no mo nya boni bia here so what you say I mean they have the right the liberty to do that. So what you say, intina make us say, man for nje omanu ensi bone. So because I didn't know the call. It's up to the court to determine. If you say on 2 or 3 different documents, one person is spell is quite different. I don't know in law. I mean, name idea lawyer be a person that diabolical bet me. So I don't know. So what you say, let's wait and see. But maybe
so say sign na mama ko say wabefa ensem ya yenu aba yebeken kan ya. Neme idi akogu court.
Oh, me dey say the mama akosia say wa say dey owo abotre na oyo odone die me hu ne say obefa ne normal so what you say obefa ne normal because enya afa na saade we si odene ba ekohye mu ane ba ne koyi kaso mu koyi ne din film because of exam church nti ma me no like he has gone through a lot into no way there say emu nketwa obi e de poison ato no so what you say na still na nyame abon ho ba be si ne and then ne ba enso say o person ye co-administrator. I mean, I don't think say obe taking it two ways, even though no ana obe hu de say the obe for the but me there for my fan me hu ni say obe taking it cool because it has happened that ono ani daughter ka so mu yini din film. It is a Calvin se Calvin atwen ma and I obi de ni de call Odo Broni de omo de call some person mu change location na yabagu nom de akwa apekọ ne abagu na nyina na Calvin mu wensa time na ensam no mo start di na mo wo he o ma twen ma a car last minute akwese nyema ye jinja na de abehim na some of the things I will continue to ask myself that question because that Lumba wu ye na and amount for kind sem bone fa ne ho no enye den no mo start aka enye me ya mu no mo start kan ye for over 9 or so months and asanyema na koso no mo twen den that's the question oh no mo twen den na no mo twen because him say binum the course omo person mo change jurisdiction mbra kra ne abo atogu no mo de akwa appeal ne ayese saa o tisasem ni nyina no mo twen den what you say these are the questions that me busa me ho but to be fair so that Lumba man they have every right omo every right to do that and on my here now the part they make come man no say I think sir Baba Jama me nim dentia omo let be omo de buy say that Lumba actually how omo that Lumba estate should be administered no me nim dentia omo fa sa record name buy here en come the saleta na bank me sure say nkola sorry for using nkola that Lumba mba no omo be cause omo some person omo co-administrator I don't know sir how that Lumba ne omo be administer ne estate omo be che that Lumba ejopa the saleta na Baba Jama mo no ache too much omo fa mbra out se sal let be sa wo a aden na ache what is happening adepa what is happening let no entimi mba out
Yes, we be kase sebe okay. If at all, what question be will be to me bisa na fe you move on to the next.
RGH senior me now say also comment na fair oya there. But I want to find out from you. So far, no, there has been an amendment of this LA by Mamia Kusia Sewa, including Odo Broni into the LA to be co-wife. So from your speech, you said the work was in administrating it, and also during the administration, is Odo Broni part of the administration, and I say Mamia Kusia Sewa, the administration. I want to find out from you.
oh in administrative some granting early na yes anaka edi
Yeah, so some
some granting there onipa ko no ma grant am no all the power to oversee everything and it's also person here co-administrator now so the akoko na court grant that thing no so what you say intina that Lumba man so mo akose court ni mo that position so what you say some bit my co-administrator no so what you say
Senior Odaroma, in this case, and from your own opinion, they said they will follow judgment in Nemekwi. Se Koba se, Mamia Kusia se wa, I include Odo Broni, letters of administration on him. Se Omo Chadia, what is the position of Odo Broni, Ewadichino?
oh so position so as a stand now court say omo nyina mo ye yire ni de omo ye yire and they say I don't know so now making that comment now on other platforms say they all have equal rights all things being equal and I say yeah granted anymore I don't just say una would do ba be ya de bia any anymore that's what you have to understand see granted mama me akuche say wa de all ye bia no say famra kwan so because say famra kwan so all the interested parties so betimi de na court akọ challenging ni decision bia na nyema bi oye so what you say nti say the ma wa no nche say bia ono ba be fa bibia na say de ono kwa e ba be what you say nti
All
that's
right.
what I want people to also understand on that.
Wait, the last question to you. say be a only nam other platforms na nkrofo ka say mamia kusua say wa enya letters of administration e kire say say ono wan e be kire nyama de opɛ na fro wi o say de aka mo mfa idi 50% o say de aka nyina mo ma mo mfa say wo say platform so a e futuo be na be masafo
Acho, platform bia na me hu be a me kɔ. So there's a platform bi wɔ ha o kɔna kotu obi for mo nyɛ tolerant. Nti e bi on betimi akasɛti. Nti me I'm very careful so there's but I mean at the platform near big a lot of people are listening. Nti obi wɔ hɔ a baby o join na hɔ no join there's nothing about me I change. Nti let people do whatever they want to do. I mean at the end no e nyina ye be hu so I just say.
okay
On
see
say
what offense ARGH we what that no and say me question me komutu baba be say say na be say bisa say sorry I say Mr. Based on the air course say in your opinion say who jiran mark platform is what will you also take by it say mamia kusua say wa 50% of the
ai mama nkasa mama bi nkasa na afeji wa one no sa.
Hey,
Yes.
Mama, be your buram Nancy.
Say the meaning also wouldn't the American sa. Remember say be one way, you know,
Okay.
so that it's a balance.
Speaker of Parliament, was why? Speaker of Parliament, whatever.
Yeah, balance a discussion. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
what.
the
What's what
fact
I don't know.
that I say, man, in tentam. Wait there. I think, sir, me there, my many mass, me can. I'm not too much comfortable with it. A whole match into. Let's see how it plays. But the American say, in Colano, yeah, Jesus says, Sebio, or my dream or form, and I say, Obine push. We've seen their level of experience, their level of education, and their level of thinking. They can think for themselves and they can make decisions for themselves. And today I am credit to them with some level of respect. They enjoy the way we ridicule them and saw them as if say you omuni na mosa akwa. Ye fie mu bebre, ye nkola bebre, ni ye nuanu bebre wa the level na any even some of us, the level na nkola no where they've gotten to, the exposure they've gotten themselves to. Most of such people, have not even met half of it. And to say, come once a month. So far as we want the woman, Mami Akusua and Odo Broni, whoever, to be respected, we also need to accord them the same respect because Omun Swasa and they have some level of exposure and respect. So I think media I won't go much into because Mamina and Kola some there. Omun are closer to each other and they know why they are taking such decisions. And I'll just let it play out and see the final results. Adepa, me da say there be our mommy akwenya na. Ubetumi so drop me na wafa obi. Why? Thank you.
My name is Obi. What question? I think it was a brief one. Obi, what question? Ma question na. Question be anybody ya any na. Ama. Whoa.
Mewa how
Na me
adepa.
me
Mewa
nkasa
ha.
yo.
Mewa.
And if I'm
To
glad
me.
Munkasa
Zainab,
before
me
the
me
panel.
by 5 a.m. Me by 5 a.m. na me kwasa ba. Adepa start here da. Okay. Adepa me da say.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, Adepa, it's gonna be a quick one. You see, Adepa, you say asemba nyabotre na yebedi asem. Asem bia uni obi nya asem a nyabotre kakra because it drew time a yebedi asem na wanhwe ya na wakasa ama na broso. It is advice to all of us. Intina na ye catch obi a wo defend mama akosua say wase. We ya den a maame akosua sɛ wa ne yam ɛna Calvin ɔdaeɛ wontumi nsesa saa adeɛ no ɔdɔ so ɔbaatan ɔwɔ ma ne ba no ɛntumi ntwamu da because ne DNA wɔ akwadaa no mu akwadaa no so DNA wɔ ne mu nti no yɛnya abɔtrɛ you see mobɛtumi afile LA and all that yɛte mo ase o but Denise ɛnkae sɛ Mami akosua sɛ wade obetumi akate ties with her no adane n'akyi sɛ o mepɛ koraa na me ne ne nya hwee biom but maame brɛmpoma ɔyɛ wo auntie ɛyɛ o papa a direct sister unim deɛ wiase no ɛrekɔ usua ɛtɔ da bi a na unhu nneɛma bi wobɛka so o wei ɛmfa me ho wei deɛ sɛ ɛnyɛ m'asɛm I have my life to live me kora mete aburokyire. But you'll be shocked when you will meet Sapinino one day in your life. I thought I be crying, I sim be crying, and now piso kona ukubisana. Ain't you know, mamma move, no, and conquer yet, man, so train. I think, say, it is your right. Say, over file for LA, over file for John, that 7% case in home. But in some now more kind, mokeka no it's not necessary me mum deɛ I don't think say necessary say obɛka ne nsɛm bi te sɛ deɛ sɛbe o maame ne koraa no onim nyansa anaasɛ oyɛ nipa bɔne that is the picture you are painting so me maame de oyɛ nipa bɔne nti no mamu nyama no I think say they are harsh words you are just you can just say just to be fair no in all fairness no moma yenka ho say beya we will make sure say because yakoye neutral parties between the two women until you feel say it's just right see ebeka ho into no adepa afi so no meka che mama akoso say wa say onya butre bebre yes edua a eben na etwi wo ma de omwa no mo be offende wo because obi kan say said ya akwala ne sin fifi kura na wo no de practice wo no fo ano no de be ye practice no de test the sharpness e wo mu a wani na ho so ga na wakaw saa na obeya ni nyini mu bibia o developing in bia no wan hwe ya wo so na o de be ye practice nti no enye hwe ye nia no bempa ka asem bi manage ye ma me hu say enye me nko na me wo saa problem no de bia me ka se me do me ma me bebre enso ne how e wo wiase ene se ontimi nkipi secret nti no eto de bia ye butimi fu ye ma me mo pa but enye no susu nti na wabufu mu no wo de be destroy wo ma me because there are sacrifices be we are see obi any we are so be ya ma oda no matter what ene wo ma me onu no betimi akọ all out me kai se me wo bia na me ma me ebesra me a mitimi de me beja no na madwane na makohye mu a na masaba me ba na ni buefu enso be ne den mintimi mfa sa anya obi a onu a ne me ma me a me de be ye no nti no Calvin obeto obo ase na no matter ebufu a ehye wo mu no kai se ye betena se ye bedi asem na tobo ase so nete wo maame ase because one na se a enra na me ne emrante bi yedi nkomo atel adepa end their life no me kan se wonte emma ase a wo hu ubebu ne se oye nipa bonefo na sa na obe carry but se dia be ma susu hu niema bia emma ni take stand bi wo na ware mu ana ni fie no saa na oba susu hu move bi with ana ne yonko ba otimi ka se ese me hwe me hu yi nti na all make certain decisions no nti wonti asia to wobo to say Kev your friend is saying me hu no sa this time me say a legal expertise bi ba maybe sa join that any caveat or must say a caveat okay we will see where it goes. I don't believe say court no be jama me akosia say ono nko decide no ono nko make decisions no, I don't know if that's how it works. This is pretty new to me. Excuse my ignorance, but I think say someone there should be an overseer. Craft every move anybody makes, we look it over, we decide what is the interest. If any kind of capacity, you decide this a way na yemano, and you way na yemano. Maybe I wish to say nkolane kan ho bia eye pass ho mo beka ho bi no mo di onwani ehu no mo hu say okay into documentation I think say a good revelation mother needs now we hu ne papa and Mrs. no we hu ne participation ni interest e wa ade ni we hu documents ni ai hu receipts no kwa no wakoka kire mo say ade na ente sa o maame no okuta ne receipts maame no say no ewum say na ewum me de me de so mo so mpe so mo beka ho omo nka ho na bibia enko boko na ya yeti akiri ne nso so no yanto ye boase say yensusu nja ngum yanto ye boase because ade no it will solve the puzzle will solve by itself sa puzzle we here thinking bebre because you tobe na ye won chen no ye den a nye no ne be decide am judge na emum emra no say me who say emra no it is slowly unfolding nti no yento ye boase nti adepa no ana na me waka anope thank you for the
Yo, this
opportunity
man
Yeah,
patch your work estima wo na Roma.
me fa show you
Alex Machiao, questions. I'm my questions. Ni we are now, but my favorite, Sir Alexis, or Abraham, maybe son of.
Me pache yo. Sister Ama, other room so
Yes.
my first question I mean person me say on say. Yeah,
Yeah.
na di bia yet so up we say abrochim kola any Ghana phone kola difference o. To you difference be
Mm-hmm.
no.
Well, Papa, bottom line is say difference won't call mu adeɛ baako pɛ entity. Difference won't call mu adeɛ baako entity. But environment, the kind of system I will ba wom no, a huge influence, a huge impact. Nukreni, abrochef won kwala no, me ya, omu hu ewiase to say fairy tale. In a way, my adwen no, omu hu wiase no, to say storybooks na ya omo kind no. Whereas Ghana nkwalaa na say African nkwalaa na say developing countries nkwalaa no, they live a hard life. They have more experience to the hardship of realities of life. Inti no, yen krom ha nkwalaa na brochefo nkwalaa no mutrimu yo mo de kakra.
Okay,
Inti
yo.
no,
Me
omo
pacho
nto omo bo asenti omo maame mo ase ti se dia Ghana
okay.
for die no. Yeah.
Me pacho na what your baby da na wa kwa can be per se abrochim kola do mun twatro. So do mu asem sa no mo kan. Pacho what is happen?
Unim bibi.
Minimum what that
Not,
majoka.
not, from me experience with Enkwalano. Something American show will say, almost life mum to say fairy tale because they don't put much energy into breaking things down to say Ghana for no. They don't know the backstories of issues. Into yes, oh who are dear na said the ayaka no beka, but only backstory that they cannot put the pieces together. So
All right.
almost
Me pacho.
backstories na sia TOD
Okay.
mama nka bibi ncho. Almost
Okay.
backstories na asia.
Mhm.
Almost niema bi ase kyerɛ sɛ me ya akwala no na me maame no ne me di nkɔmmɔ paa na odi nkɔmmɔ so koraa with other adults na ɛmfa ne ho sɛ mete hɔ but me no me yɛ very very conscious nsɛm a meka fa ɛwɔ me ma anim me involve me ma me a divorced mother of 4 me involve me ma in the chaos and also with issues in bibia mu nti no
All
omo
right.
nim me backstory no omo nim
Me
de ye
pacho.
beka akere omo sa na
But
tie
for time sake into the Matiwas, but my misa question we ankasa say, Mr. Wo,
mhm
Ohe Calvin, Nancy
mhm
Mokai, Denise,
mhm
Nancy Mokai, omo
mhm
background, omo fi abrochire, and omo ba.
mhm
Na
mhm
omo so ahwe ne asi, daddy Lumba ewu ye. Maame
mhm
akosua sɛ wa amba yie na yere nso a
mhm
ɔwɔ ho nso bie so amba bi na sɛ ɔmo
mhm
twerɛ nsɛm wei ɛwɔ ɔmo letter a ɔmo de kɔ akɔsiki for joining the letters of administration na wosusu sɛ nsɛm na ɔmo kan no ɛyɛ nokorɛ anaasɛ ɛnyɛ nokorɛ.
I don't think something I make actual say akwala any backstory onim the details of asema on to me processing ni nyina the obetimi a processing ne de e bia ne papa ka kire no. And you know, a what dear omo papa catcher, and I agree 100%. Say, a what the omo papa catcher or munintino, they will take certain decisions, especially when it comes to Calvin. The niece, dear, she will largely depend on the ene mame and any papa catcher, no, and that will probably not be favorable to Mamia Kusu's situation. And you know, so what can say almost share a be a year no dear course no dear course maybe but woman miss so what the reasoning tia on no so taking a stand no.
Nti me
And you know
pacho me
that's
last
pretty
question I'm
much
di
it.
jaw me
Yeah.
pacho me last question I'm di jaw na say
Mhm.
ohwɛ yɛ mma yi ɛyɛ daddy Lumba mma yi nsɛm a ɔmo de aba
Mhm.
beto dwa
Mhm.
na ohwɛ nka nipa a ɔmo ba administrate ɛyi ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo administer yɛn papa Lumba estate ne ne properties here. Na
Mhm.
sɛ mmɔfra wei choice of words a ɔmo use yɛ no, will you
Mhm.
say ɛyɛ indictment anaasɛ they were factual on the words and they were carefully selected based on events unfolding in nneɛma a akɔ so even during and then after the barrier of Daddy Lumba?
Very good question. D. And Colano are making their
Me pacho, we there for the time's sake, it's a problem. But
I.
also say, my last question here. Also say, and now let me again say, say
Mm-hmm.
ye mamia kusuya say wa at one point
Mm-hmm.
or standing as a party of division. I am funny say you and I know say ma lumba ye but say mamia kusuya brempoma was one side also with her. Next say
Mm-hmm.
also say mofra we and how much say aloof without joining this lectures of
Mm-hmm.
Susan Kamamia Kusuya Sewa, ka obetumi make informed decisions in terms of distributions. A obey fair careers will be bana. If a colana mama join.
Um, D, let me be very honest with you. No cranny. I don't know if she would have been 100% fair because Oyenipa and definitely everything that has unraveled no, has told us that she has anger. She has some level of bitterness. Yes, it could affect her judgments, but Intina America say I don't think say the whole system, no, the court system, no, will just sit idle and watch her do whatever she wants. Any favorable Emma Nkwalano. But me pesa also so what say you cannot put the blame of disorganization of a year, no, and answer how the year went, no. You cannot put it on Mami Akosua Sewa. No, that you cannot do because she is the victim here. Enya ono na ese ye enya mame brempoma na ese ye. No, you will not put that on them because it is not her fault. Enya ne fault. But the no coordinate ye no do see ye ne shenensa no. And now failed say obe execute enye mama asumdue bi aba. Inti na no de men kase me hye de omo ye ya. I don't think so. Omo na omo ye problem no. Thank you.
Adepa, I will come in at this point. Well, you use a very strong word, and I want to disassociate ourselves from it. You can't say somebody failed whereby you don't have any fact. Especially, let's accord our respect to Abusia Panyini Victor Owusu. Yeka obi or say a year no pa. I can put it on record. The first one was Mami Akusia Sewa.
I don't think so. You
The
also still
reason,
have the
but
right to
hold
say
on.
that.
I'm about to show
No,
you the
you
reason.
don't
I'm
also
about
have
to
the
show
right to
you.
say
I'm
that.
about to show you
Say
what
yeah,
I
to me,
have.
can see
Hold
you
on.
make you cannot
Hold
make
on.
strong words either.
I'm about to show you
Sir,
something that
Sir
was
Alex,
released
you
on the
cannot
thing.
say that either.
Can I speak?
Either.
I allowed you to speak.
I the power they win him out of respect for you,
Allowed you
but
to
mean
speak.
form. Why? Messi for me that.
Sister,
Thank you.
there was a letter that was written.
Yeah.
So you just have to have patience
Yeah,
and
some
listen.
mammy any official PR or no
But
yeah
your
official PR. So I don't think so it's even a fair discourse in the first place.
Put me in the big box so that I'll show you something.
We can be respectful to each other. Why? Thank you. I'm not me boy the paddle. So
in Amamremu or in our tradition,
For me, someone tap screen so mama, especially or video no one tap screen so
the chief monarch of the Akan, especially
for me, someone tap screen so mama. Guest na waha no de bia meka me se omo waha se omo kasa ama mo kasa mo ntimi nka no nyina no fans na mo wase ho no na mo gift wo mo na afi so follow page na wo follow page na follow guest no ekwan de mo amese mo ama request ni nyina anya ni da ho mefa mo me da mase sa listen patcho yenko
may share with you and I wanted to clarify one or two things. So the first one is there's a big showdown that is loading. And from henceforth, the PR team is not going to give any room for any miscommunication, falsehood peddling, or non-evidential proof of statements that people make on the airwaves.
The PR team has no power either to also disrespect others. The PR team will give the same respect that they also want to accord to their client. You should also give her that respect. It is also not your place, say Alex.
You've already had your time. You've already had your time. I wanted to prove something to you. One, you used a very strong word that Abusia Penyini failed. He did not. And I'm about to answer to that question. That is what I'm here to do. The second one is there's a showdown that is loading. There's been falsehood peddled for a very long time. And it was overseen. That is why it has created that nuisance on the media space. But going forward, that is not going to be, we are going to face it fearlessly. And that is one of the reasons why I'm dressing this.
And I will take it as a threat. Say, Alex, you cannot threaten me because you don't know who I am.
I'm not threatening you. I said we are going to face it.
You don't know who I am.
No, I said we are going to face the falsehood.
PR team has power. That power, I want to see it. I want to see you work
to show
because you don't know what my affiliations are either.
I don't. I said the PR team is going to.
Team does not. Does your PR team own the law? PR team does it have that kind of authority?
I said
no. Don't threaten me.
I'm not threatening you.
Threaten me. Yes, you are.
There are falsehoods that have been peddling for a very long time, and we are going to face it with truth. That is why I'm about to show you a document. It's English. Until I say me to the amount. Me say, and maybe a chamu and crofobibri a catrosem ato abusia panyine so. Na ye giant san ya man crofobibri a can sema crofo agedi. But ye ko ye nim no. Ye be make sure said ye mo be kan bia na ye did not cre beba bi hia na twatoro no mo. This is what I said. And I'm about to show you a document that is going to show you the truth about something that someone wrote to Abusia Panyini. What you say? This is what I said. I said it in English and I said it in English.
Now you are revising your words. So carry on.
I think say you na per se na or refer to you. Say PR team no more can say maybe a will become one sem no. Sometimes no can no anyway, but omo can based on the all can ya say there has been misinformation sa akwabonte no nti na necessary say ombefo me sa team no nti menye sure say we just coincidence na o ma submission na ono so edi we be muti mesra ma hnya abose bye patcho.
Yeah, so I am showing an information. I am showing you a document, and this document is proving that someone wrote to Abusuapanyini, Odo Broni, and the funeral planning committee, and this was written on the 10th of September 2025. Mind you, that Lumba was buried in the month of December on the day of 13th, 2025. So if I'll stand here and then say something that someone wrote trying to disrupt the process of organizing of a funeral for that Lumba, this was one of the first confusion, and it was created by Mami Akusia Sewa. So this is what I'm about to show you. It is not any threat. This is information that I'm proving to you. And it's not addressed to you personally. It's addressed to the people that are watching us. So let me show you. This letter was written from See the date on the 10th September.
Wait, ukata no we kakra.
We can't hear you, Silas.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, please.
Okay. So this letter was written to Abusuapanyini Victor Kofi Owusu, Priscilla Ofori, Odo Broni, Funeral Planning Committee of the late Daddy Lumba. This was written through the lawyers Fatih Ali Ayala. So the person and the motive is about to be explained down. The heading of it is Notice of an Ordinance Marriage between Mrs. Akusia Sewa Fusu and Charles Kojo Fusu. I'll skip 1, 2, 3, and I'll go down to the last but one paragraph. It says, our client informs us that during the 30th August 2025 pre-funeral celebration,
Silas, are you close to your phone or what? Are you using headset? We can't hear you sometimes. So if you can.
Okay. Please, let me drop and come back. Let me drop and then come back.
Yeah, because that will help us. Thank you. Zainab, you were talking.
I've taken leave from D. Can I speak?
Was a who said D and a busan a question be. D and a busan question or answer.
Zena, you know, me page as some stress. It was the makama nipa na calm down. So
yes, and I coming from my boy Busuapanyini din. What is my boy Busuapanyini?
Yeah,
my boy Busuapanyini din. And that's what me boy Busuapanyini din na men kaidia. My boni din. So then how do you come back and say they may use strong words?
No, I think
No. Insinuated. One would by insinuated. Say Obi was given the power to spearhead the funeral.
Mama, Alex, Alex, about Mama, move on. Why? And I'm passing me dragging it too much because it's a hard. Okay.
Yeah. Can you hear me now? Adepa, is it better?
Okay. Quite okay.
So this, our client informs us that during the 30th August 2025 pre-funeral celebrations of the late Charles Kojo Fusu held at the Blaster Square in Accra, one Priscilla Ofori, aka Odo Broni, appeared at the event ostensibly claiming to be a widow of the late Charles Kojo Fusu. Whilst our client cannot stop and the husband, our client will, however, not entertain any attempt to have the name of the said, underline with the said Priscilla Ofori, or any other person's name included in any funeral announcement, brochure, obituary, etc., as a supposed wife of the late Charles Kojo Fusu. In other words, save our client, who was lawfully married to Charles Kojofosu, else name should be included in the funeral program as a wife. Hold on, let me pick that one again. A supposed wife of the late Charles Kojofosu. In other words, save our client who was lawfully married to Charles Kojofosu, aka Daddy Lumba, under ordinance marriage. No one else name should be included in the funeral program as a wife of the late Charles Kojofosu. In addition, our client instructed us to inform you that she should be promptly notified by the funeral planning committee of all funeral arrangements being made towards the final interment of her late husband, so that no surprises are sprung on her at short notice. Underlying words that are here. The one that brought confusion in Akan, she doesn't have that audacity to even talk to Abusuapanyin or the funeral committee. When it comes to funeral arrangement and other things, the widow does not organize it, does not determine how it's supposed to be done. The only part that the widow comes in is when the widow is performing the widowhood rite. Under what circumstance would a wife issue this warning, issue this strategy, issue this pace to the funeral committee and also to the chief mourner of the late Charles Kojofosu? This is why I'm saying that Abusuapanyin was not the one that failed, that organized, that said anything to disrupt the funeral rite of Daddy Lumba. But it was two persons that created that platform that messed up the funeral of the late Charles Kojofosu. And on this note, I'm confirming that with the words and the letter of her, we saw the intent, we saw the words, and we saw the description that she was describing on Priscilla Ofori. And this is why I'm saying that nobody can say that to Abusuapanyin. If you hear someone saying that, it's a fallacy, and we should disassociate ourselves or distance ourselves from that. There were no insults, there were no emotional massaging in here.
It emanated, which was brought out by Mami Akoto caused the confusion regarding that Lumba's final funeral rites.
Yes.
I agree. Can you also cast your mind back, since this was a letter directed to Mami Akoto and it was sent to her in confidential? Can I also be right if I say this confusion was started by an agent who said he was speaking on behalf of Mame Akosua Brimpoma, who spoke in, I think, October or September, October last year, who spoke on Zion Fellis Media, ostensibly coming from a person who is coming from the family, making various allegations in the public domain. That was the first time somebody coming from the family making on-air allegations against one person. Can I also direct that confusion was started by Akosua Brimpoma? Can I make that assertion?
Yes, you can solidly and emphatically say that. What happened was Jigga claimed to be the brother of Daddy Lumba. Daddy Lumba does not have a brother called Jigga or anyone. He is not a family member of the corner Pakuso Insuta. He's not from Pakuso, he's not from Insuta, he's not from none of the 14 gates. I'm making a reference to a video that was circulated on the 2nd August that was created by Biscout and Jabin Fusu. They said there was a team that was set to guide and also help Mami Akosua Sewa to speak and direct her. And the team comprises those people that you mentioned the name, and they are the people that created the nuisance that really messed up the funeral of Daddy Lumba. So what you are saying is emphatically true and clear.
Nipa
Okay.
mo nsa me question no.
Okay, Bisa, go ahead.
Mr. Alex, mpacho first interview temu a Daddy Lumba wu ye no. Ah, ye bebo abusua panyin amane no. The first interview no, mpacho what ye?
Have it here. Yes, I reviewed it on the Rahel show, and we've listened to it. It's 49 minutes and some change. Yes, I've listened to it.
Mpacho na abusua panyin say Daddy Lumba na yere no hwan.
Abusia Panyini recognized two women and also said
That very
he
day no.
doesn't. Yes, he said he doesn't. So in that very day, in the video, he said two things. There were synapses that were shared. The first 3 minutes 25 seconds were back-to-back edits that were put together. They were not the throughout video, and they cut pieces of it. So when you listen to the first 3 minutes 25 seconds, it says the yiri way they minimum back on, and those were pieces that were put together. But you go after the 3 minutes, there's a song that were put behind those 3 minutes 25 seconds, and after the songs, the real interview starts. Take your time, go and relook at it, and you understand the concept that he narrated on that particular day. Don't focus on the first 3 minutes. If you listen to the first 3 minutes, you'll be confused. So that is where the confusion. But I've helped you. Take your time and rewatch the video.
Okay. Mpacho nti se bema akɔware na ye pese ye hu se bema na aware a ye kɔhwehwɛ oba na abusuam ana se abusua bema no firi mu no na ye hwehwɛ mu hu se eye no korɛ se bema no ɛkɔware na ɔkɔware no ɔne ne maame wei ne papa wei ne nua wei na ɛkɔgye aware.
Question again so that I can help you in answering.
Okay. Me say
Yeah.
se bema akɔware oba bi a na ye pese ye hu se eye no korɛ se bema na aware oba na eye oba na abusuam na ye kokɔ bisa se ye bema ya bɛware ana se ye ya busua no mu a bɛrima no firi mu no ana ye hwɛ se o ye de hye yakɔware ababa wa bi na tema ɔkɔware no ye busua ni hwan na ɔde ne kɔɛ se ye ne maame ne di ne maame ade ne di ne papa ade ana ne nua bi ana ne wofa ana busua ni bi wɔ abusua mu a ɔde ne ka ho ɛkɔware saa ɔba no ana se ɔba no mo abusua mu na ye kɔkɔ hwehwɛ se
Hold on.
ye de hye bɛware.
Let me clear your question. You're talking about Dead Lumba. You want to know how many people from Dead Lumba that went to or that attended his marriage ceremony. That's what you want to know, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's the question. Let me show you something. Let me pick this. This question was asked in court, so let me help you to understand this. This is a document from.
I didn't say baby boo. So Alex,
Can you hear me?
breaking. Yeah, it's better.
Can you hear me now?
Gotcha.
Okay, let me go to 116 so that there is a lot of confusion that people are saying. Look at 116. All the exhibits were admitted in evidence without any objections, and they were not contradicted by the plaintiff under cross-examination. That means the evidence that were shown to court about the marriage of that Lumba were not objected because they were true. And it was not contradicted by the plaintiff under cross-examination. Okay. DW1, defendant witness 1, gave the date of the marriage ceremony in court, where it was held, location, mentioned some names of the people who attended, including the then head of family of the deceased, underlined with the head of family of the deceased, and a representative of the deceased late mother. That means during the marriage of Odo Broni, the head of the family of Ekona Pakoso went. A representative of the late deceased mother of that Lumba was present. He said more than a year after marriage due to gave birth to the first child.
Alex, we can't hear you. We can't hear you, please.
Okay.
You
I
are
was
breaking.
reading about. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Okay. So this was an explanation that I was explaining when it came to this. Let me pick it again. All the exhibits were admitted in evidence without any objections, and they were not contradicted by the plaintiff under the cross-examination. DW1 gave the date of the marriage ceremony, where it was held, mentioned some names, not one, not two, not three, not four, but a lot of names of the people who attended, including the then head of the family of the deceased and a representative of the deceased mother, late mother. He said, more than a year after the customary marriage, D2 gave birth to the first child in December 2011. So if what I'm saying, Mami can and I say, because a lot of people, I say Mama can, and there's a lot that is happening. Almost in some year can ye dance here by a chinibia ni home. Until lawyer for Muchinamu and Mammy Akos or Mentimi and Jim Chinje. Na Omomuko, a coye that Lumba, Awariano, or Muchira baby Awarene Corso. Any nipa or more a coca huma warene basso. Na nipa ni pabako. Almost signed your bushia, penina ujina homa, a bushia, a corner parcos or bushia ono, or cohubi.
Fafe kuro ne awai amama ho. Empanimfo ekuro no animu awai empanimfo ye ba o ye pese ye ka asem bi chamo na mutie no wasopamu. Hwese obi ni kunatena 1985. Abesi ene no omoda so te sa awarefo no munya ya aware. Na ba ye bia minimu se Ghana fo mpanimfo dodo na moye side chick e wo moyire no machi. Na abaye bia sebe preduasa wo wakofa na wone na echempona. No odi ani bre awo che dia sam hono. No BBC ya. No peso akire se abrabo a wo no yira bo nyina every 1985 besi 2025 a ewo ne ba ye no God Ghana mra enji se japade ni nyina fama sa oba no a me pauchopi wo sa panini no se bibi sa si wo busua mu a ebe ye wo dana Ebeya wo de afemati ase the reason why ntia nyankopon ade ne humo bro ene na dumbi ebe dua Ghana fo mu ade besi seye mu bi mu mi se hwe na hweta mama ba life mi yese na nka me so life o eso meti ho ana me ho wo so obi ansoma mi o but the God of mama akosia sewa eyi adwuma to the extent say untimi ntina wo na so sa asem we etochi wo se beka bi mama akosia sewa untimi ntina wo na so obeba uchu mutai dole obeba enu ti na ye ka che Ghana for mpanimfo se adia oprega ye adia oprega bente 666 pala roba laleba eni atemene eni atempole eyi bese o ma ye no muntie na supam na munhu se fiti na ekono munsa mpanimfo na mo hyehyɛ ge na chi no she is doing too much oni bibia obetimi approve e dia kire Ghana for say oni Charles Kodwofosu na ye ya mami akoso asewa owo evidence awa was cement nyina iron rods e can say receipt nyina owo bi guni niomem ni nyina owo bi guni niomem na me se sa presenter na wo te sa TV station wono na wo jimi no Ghana wo ka sa ombra interview wo hono mo no a enka wo kope na di no wo ka sa wo bema na djuma no na omra wo office on you can say anya working day no hey woni mu ho me say Ghana anya working day na Saturday na wo ka che ne say Saturday na ombra interview no a oba ya nka wo pe na di no me say wo information kumisem wo de jimi wo sa presenter na wo kwaji wo bi yere ene ne tena ye no a nipa kro de awreho wu ye no wo sa presenter no na wo ka wasem sa wo ye presenter na wo ye adwuma radio station na sa wo ju hu di sa wo time ami akoso ase wa menem sa wo ye radio presenter wo ye TV presenter na wo ye adwuma e wo TV station bi wo Ghana ha no msei na wo time ami akoso ase wa na wo ka kire ge bi say ge bi mra interview a Interview Saturday. Get a buy yanka open a dinner. One a minute walk as I walk, 1 minute walk as I. We are maybe a bewin me said this time around. So what would him? I will be so watching. Say, who become thank you so much. Who become a mere conscious at 100 made see with you, ma, I will up with you. A young my ye me say, and send you a honor my men come. But this time around, Yanko Pon expose them all. Yanko Pon will expose them all big time. Mona motai oprigetino, mo huenim guasie. Mo motai oprigetino, mo huenim guasie. Oprigentimi and prove say one chaskojo fosu e wo bibi kapre anasempoa. She get no evidence. She get nothing to prove to Ghanaians say ampa one papa na bre. We the anti said ye kwaya ye from a wo court ni bio. Enya ye fro court wa ye fro ni bio. Enya court wa ye fro ni bi ene ye ka ho asem. Ye ka the legit say oba ne be matena abobra e wasase we say so eno ho nkomo ne yedi oba ne be ma etimi asha brabase fi 1985 41 good years in life and nothing. Ye mu bi wo ho ane ye hye ye maame yam na ye maame kra nya na adin se wo bedi kra ba banyima be we na wo suko no ma wo kra wo sa ba ya we wo kra na wo maame nya na adin se okodi ne ho kra be wo. And now we went to Ponya Jinaso at the caveat, Echo Mamma Cosia said, "Well, you could not sweat in life." Letters of administration. So, would dinner with one say, would dinner with one say, would dinner with one say, we your pregan pa, we your greediness and the bacon watching, and you bread, we any bread. Mamma Cosia said, "One on any could bread, a year on my japadia papa bino crampono." Yes, one who say, Mamma or pretty kutu tessel. When a dear dance say, wouldn't papa no, one ya japadia. Hey, now what Denise? Hey, now what Denise, what but I'm one. Hey, Denise, hey, what but I'm one. Dama, what Junior Juma? Hey, Denise, hey, for which see me, Braham sending and Cassam Chokwa, see about what Denise. Woman, I may say a Japadi on it as to go for sister won't have you, Gravity. Now, ya da so I was off, Mamma said, the Craton also. What's when you miss her? Mamma, when you miss her. As what me family said, Nito also. I can't get criminal Casa. When you need bread, I don't know if it numbers are the tones, as our class wouldn't miss her. And I would down the court to numbers of you. Would drive the court to your boy. Some say the enemy. Hey, that girl is very dangerous. I'm not that dangerous. Usu diname se bi. Wait, abanoma very side. Abanoma very side. Tadia basa se wan na niba. Me kasa meti ye yesi wuti UK. Eti say na UK for dressing. Wo wege sa wo sapo. Say na UK head Denise he. Wo wa bodam wo hu. Sa time na maami akosia se wani ni creatures ko dofosu. Wo maami ne ti snow na obre he. Wo ni nkaye. Wo no maami na nkasa mu ni nkaye. Wo no maami no mu ni nkaye. He, wo maami akosia se wa hye wo hu asene. Wo hu asene. Wo Denise me na me kacho me se hu asene. Maami akosia se wa hye wo. Mammy, Akosia said, what for Susha? Mammy, Akosia said, one crank, I'm in Cobaba Bridge. Mammy, Akosia said, one come in Cobaba Bridge. We on grateful human beings, more. We on grateful one casa. More, we on grateful, ya casse, and you puppy womb, yassi, we want, or we on grateful human beings, and ya would Denise, one, oh, mammy. Hey, what would they caveat? Oh, Radina, yeah, be a man, Mammy, Akosia said, what's a cabo, Fredia? What would Denise? Yamin Shrao, sister. Whoa, a Radina coupon, a yamet sign keke. Now, because areas are the Abanoma. Yenya, a jet, sonny. I'm a name more, mammy, because yes, there was a biatia. Nina, your lawyer fat, and a lawyer fat in the group in the trust, I didn't. Woman, no, Sadie, so no, that's any resume. And ya call Bonnie. Shasa, someone ba. Na many not a mammy in a ma, a walk on to him. Now, Denise, when I will be a gun of where you say. Nepa, oh, papa, ye on the 30th. How would take a cracker? What is the news? Would take a cracker? You get nothing to show us. What cry a bayer with DNA? How will you bayer with DNA? Mamma Kosia said, what will show everybody pepe? Now, me say, Mamma Kosia said, what Ghana for us anymore? Ghana for us anymore. And I need 3 days. Madame Fubi from was, hey, grow. Mena Mamma Siama, ma no Kodija. Hey, was a Gloria. Ma, the way I was CBT and a dear Raddy. Senior Uncle Pong, and a saw Ghana from our ma one. And come, I mean, Cobanuma drew crow. When you Cassava, you see what in a year, as a son assume, no one who said, Dean Walker, we any pub boniful.
America, someone show. Tama case, he shall say, babe. And I yet say, telling you who goes there, and I yet say, Lumba, you fabric labor. Na mammy, say, over whichever your paddy, Mobile bought them is the old teacher say, you mark, so a picture about toast on my bonnet nose.
Oh,
into Lumba Irini. Lumba Irini. Oh, or Casada 3 times. Oh, was into Lumba Irini. Or did you look at meet me in Canoa? I said, hey, to set your condition, Eddie rock clean. It didn't see the woman. Oh, Miss Into Lumba Irini. Into a name who must say, was say, no, many are you, mammy, able.
But on one Casa. But I want
Sister Gloria, mammy, Casacra.
Okay, the
okay. So, me patrona Casa Minia.
Me pacho Casantino, I na feedback into near mute and who send a bay any panic and noise here.
What's it? You Ghana for name kind of cry. Because sometimes, sorry, say, as somewhere almost any young tribe. But Gloria ain't kind of grow Hanum say. Maybe you be free, maybe a free young body. Anka ye a hoa cora. Wow, would you to say young what dear? Only Mr. Gloria anka indirectly no. Anka master one anka better tea. Presla ne manamo amano.
Oh, yeah.
Nanka, what did Uncle Lumba get 12 young water one son? Sir, and Sakesiana, you do, but still we kill my Presla, Ubu Mafia few. A fear fit. Now be home. Couldn't couple says a scaffold motion more fast for my fear fin I be home. Woo, ferry. Oh, quite your party in some. Hey, Presla. Yam bitch, Yawaka was
Bente.
Name. Bitch yaw on time nana Lumba. I say we am back on panka binwa also obia cast obefio who or being obedience na Lumba dim. I say why you kind a ampon kind yes hane only Lumba and Cassandra other no way came. Ampon can say oba few no who we be no betches na Lumba dim. Only for getting kitty bin and none few honum.
As I J.
And then
the brow so I any pakrana da say.
Kama wote Lumba chena wote maamini ye mono unse ne na eno na maamini du jira wan kwa ne ebeka so wo chene yonko wan beka so chene yonko na wo de kashen kodru no maame apasho woni na motifi ono na mo ada ye betumo fifi ono mo ne si ye be crap house every krono na aba be huru fie ho trust mo fie fiu beta be kase ya fo
come where dem mu yam come atwu mu yam kro ba cha de otoson kasa wai.
Yo, Sister Gloria, good evening. Oh,
Evening.
Most near Juma. Money at Juma, the Debbie, I na Debbie, I bomb my basso. Aha, someone I have on it, dear.
Jumano, Tian, I am about.
I sound so then pie what time what she a son sabroach for dear. Ya mobile baby, Nansono, a radinia many a coje for, and near Puma for, or no, so near Casama for. Esan se niema brochirefo ema binumu femuno na ya me ya se ebi nam asase wesu awasase aisasase biso na ekansem bonitua ye nua adofo no wo mo de minim se grease na gina wo madwen mu se de na ha wo madwen
because would ye wono wo ka boni afa onua ho no me ya sure say won sensuo say wadwen kura ma so say obesensuo si wo de ye ho enti kosi na ahi adako eja beto de yem
Abusha famota
maame na wo ka ne ho nsam boni na wonua na asamato no a ye nyina na ye nam a woyi mu ye nim krodue mu abrabo emu nsam na sa wotumi sekire wo se da no me kopia obi lai so na nipa na ai mini no pa na nipa ne bisa ne se oni the o interview no Ghana no bisa ne se na oye adwuma onye adwuma da onye adwuma na nsam ana me se ana wo ma wo na wo ye wo na wonim kika ko
onya sa kwasi ya ba no maame bi chimifo na wo se
ona ma pani una ni afika ka wotum so na ni afika kra
si ada frame di information nyina maame na sa da ne no ma ye busy obi frame wonu so no odi powder dwa sa maame no ye be afia no ati
ana no odi se hu sa no
powder adwuma na no ye obo chi ne di ne kwato mu nyina kwasi ya ba maame pani a wa jimi sa no
no bi na dwen asai o ma woni bi na dwen asai because onya ensema no waka no normal person bi eni ho a tesa obeka sasa menya sure maame no na dwen ye ensema oka ye no tese mi ankasa me ka sa maame o problem wo na dwen normal person bi eni ho obeka sasa but ni nyina mu no ya de mpaibo emu ode ntaye kire ha di ode hwan ko hin o di ode hwan ko hin o ne ba pompa yese dia atono no nyame hu ne mobo na dia eba so no nyame nsia no kwan na wo bompa ye no fasa nyame beboa wo ebia na ebi wo wanim eben wo pa na wonim na sa wo yese wo bebiebie wano aka nsem anyansa nimu a wo bekwa kotwa maniem na ehwo no na wo beka se maka nsem bi atia oba kunafo bi ba samre na ka ese mitumi kai na mihunu nyansa ka nyansa fam nanso me de woyaw ni jimie kasa ensabofo aha samre nyame mia intini yesra ye ho se de obi aka bia no onye ni da ho na yenhua de wo de asi mu papa na yemfam paibo so ntai maami kunafo na chi na obia no fro platform bia kan sam ahote akola na yedi na tam no Kevin no sa empraba ne de abusuafo mu nyina obi enhwa empraba bia sa no wote empraba bia ye ni brebrefo huhuma na woni nimu a ode bebo sa abra no enkoi adofo nom iti abasa ode be yesa obekuku atietia sa enti adisuade na asi yesua ye ma ye ni bafom na yesua bribi pa afri mu na ebeboa yen na ye de bi atufo ye de bi so be kire ade na ba ne sa dabi no wo be say nsem we no eho be ba mfaso wo bebre ama akiri ma gloria manu asi nyame koso no mfa wonya adwuma na kristo mo wakiri dom abre nyina wo betena se a wo ma wo maso nye den anchan watamfo e wo yesu din mu amen
nana kia mami wo ho Nanekia, mommy, whoa. I'm some mommy. Oh, yeah, the any human error.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, senior.
So how you there?
Nyame adom. Me hoye.
Be who ase. Ye ma me akusua se wade. Ye se de apostle ubejim. Apostle
Oh, mommy, waba.
ubejim.
Human error, alpha opposition, inting, or we are nanka wakase.
O de manankasa o wian makasa.
Ay, mama minkasa. Wukra, I'm some show, some pumpuni. Makia, me facho kasa. Mami, nyame adumo, me hoye oba. Hey, ma, woni asio. Makia, woni asi. Woni asi. Rest your voice. Obi na atro edi abegu ha no. Adwuma na edin o. Adwuma na edin. Adwuma na edin. You can say Mary Brown. Sister Mary. Oh.
Kasadada. Timo Obi
Wa
nkasa.
kasadada. Oh, okay. Ene human error obakasa na yanto aso.
Mekasa.
Yo,
Ena
ene
meka ne se apostle e de ne a ubejim.
Ta.
Enti no sisi edru bre. Unse ade baako bi se empanyifo se bibi se no. Na ne yim.
Ni ye mua.
Unse se nka ye ma mekọ court na nanka. Yedi na se ma no a enka obi akra mpo ni mu no. So kenya ne se nko yisi nka obi ani mu no. Daddy nso ka se wo me dofo se wa wiase remfi uda. Nti wo se na akwa correct bibi te se prophecy. E wo se ade ye prophecy bia no so no ejebre etikita na abam. Nti se ye maame obia wiase nyina bedo no hwede ye ma no America yi. Enche Germany ha. Me se me obabi a ye maame wo na Germany na me wo yi. Na ebra so se ye maame edi nkunim. Na woman bi ba ai couple platform so. Oso ono ne papa. Ono so ne ose ode se ne papa. Ono ne maame no, ne papa na anware no. Ono no de no ko yete se oprega de no. Enti tama ne papa wuye no. Asem ko
So for mon type of school so mame why na me number say drop paper misre mo ame na mon type so.
Oso mu no mo ye mprama no. Oso mprama no kokoto a ano be kwa na wo na ade akokasa.
Madam.
Na wo twe adina si Denise die no so. Oso no ne papa wuye no mu no ye mprama nti kokoto no mu kura nia no. Na akokasa se ye pese ye PBBC. Ha enti braso se ye maame akosua se wa edi ni nkuni. Enti ase enti no se die ba bia aduru ne die Denise no ni ano. Ena ye maame wo right say obeka say obe require for DNA test because no a legal wife. Enti legal wife do right say obeka kire court no say ni kunu fa na chi ne ma foforo na wonye sure say empra ne nyina ye ne kuma. Enti obetima require for DNA. Denise no ye beto any DNA oprega mani nyina ye be omu DNA. Ye omu nyina DNA na se DNA na 100% dia ene enum ho sum. Se ko ba se DNA ne bomu bia wa DNA ne bebo no. Na che se wa ko ba bia atena. Ene sanse maame e wo ne certificate e wo ne bibia wo ne proof ne bibia ni ntino. Japade ni nyina ne do ne dade mu ni nyina no. Or 50% already. Ni 50% da honom. Ansa na 50% na aka no. Wo sa na mu asa akwa akoche ntie maame wo upper hand. Ni se de
serious one.
Na ntie maame de se de okonanim. But na father one ebapte si ye kire court ne nsem no mu a. No mu so pick intelligent free nature se lawyers no so e de ye omuniam nti wo se nema bi wo kra na nsa se ye kama o se nsem bi wo kra nsa se court ne nsem bi wo ha father be kan say yen kan momo nte na o man kwot na wan compensation mu amfa am pick o so intelligent anti kakra metimi aka no nte no ye ma me de ta na chi from Genesis to Revelation.
Yes, and from Genesis to Revelation said the human error air canon. Yet time I may cost you say watch 24 hours. Me say presenter now we are TV station now. Wo sorry I was what time I may cost you say wa we be can as some dinner tem I was our TV station one. Again I will cast a interview Saturday na nka wo kope na di no. Sa again no information no me say wa ha. Wo de se wonnim na wo beke kama me akosia se wasem biemu a ho e kwan ya me ankasa me do baba be fa so app we se so no wa ankasa be ye wonwanwa mo sorry a abrabo tan ene nkofo nsem a ensesa mo de mo tutumu enso so mo ankasa na bini teta mo ho mo ankasa ni mu guase asamo kaba mo ankasa mo ye ni mu guasefo ankasa na mo de te wo enso so mo sorry a na mo pesa mo kata mo fi no so mo sorry mo pesa mo kata mo fi na mo proye na mo kan no so na mo beka obi die e fi kankan proye suban no ekuta mo no mo sorry a mo kata mo fi kankan proye no so na mo ba beka obi die anye ko se wa ode mo ka mo nka na team league afo yenye contribution ye mechi aka ne mamo eni mo guasia to mo pay isle go fi atinam mo nyire mo hona mo ntena mu sabre ya because mo last ya mo de tena fi ho na mo de teno mo last na mo de ti sa isle go fi ho no eno na mo de teno greedy human being opriga wo ye mu kom wate no wonder so we ya kola ye de wa buster brand be your housekeeping job wo be feel what so edema obi kunu no wonder why no wonder se wo wonu obusuafo ekom dem yema dokromo adokromo se ya se adokromo te se ayiye kanesem yamukuro wo akom adokro wonu obusuafo se yamukuro na nkanyo obi kunu e na wo be ye konkon e wo obi kunu so na mama akosi ase wade wetiti me kacho me sitim legal wife for ye ntwema wo ne ye ntwema wo china mama akosi ase wade wetiti oprega bente ses shameless human being who the letter who the caveat take to mama akosi ase wa na wo tipeni mama akosi ase wa fe any mama akosi ase wa hey wuti hey oprega bente ses hey kwasia bai wuti peni mama akosi ase wa abraha wo oprega wo no denis na ni tipase se mu metachi ne emu mfo mfanchem so o mo akasa kwa kasa o mo ntinti o mo mfanchem hey wo denis wo fe eni mama akosi ase wa na bible mu obi awo eye wo denis no wo na wo tutu nsam edi gu Charlene asum na ka Charlene support ne maame letters of administration na maame be file na akwala yi support ne maame ana wo convince ne say almost ayi can say or support ne maame letters of administration no successful enya sa power of attorney na obepam o plega fifi onom no so obepam o prega ne ma amoma koda abonten ana wo de sa de ne dead Denise ana wo de do Denise wo de dead Shaolin and ono ni simi abo honta ono so accept ye and obeyi ni di free letters of administration mo and wo ye deceive wo mom wo the caveat ekoto ne ma letters of administration so Charlene say wa hu Charlene say wa hu bi o ma deceive you me sister again na mo magesi say janini no we deceive you. And I'm so happy. So what in your beer one case? Why you disappointed? Auntie Yamin Shaw. Me the Janko Pon was to say, who would Denise? A kind of say Shaolin. What's in your beer one? I can't say we are singing. I say, why you disappointed? I'm so happy. So why you disappointed? What must say Denise we ya? Ni muma guess he said Janini way. It's me a convince you. I can what would they poor woman me? What's me akwa yi wudin e de afiri so na sa lawyer na o ma wo kokko yi wudin wo fa na kokko yi wudin free wo ma letters of administration so no sa lawyer na ene kokko gina mu e de ma Denise mu magasiye sa lawyer kro na ene kokko gina mu ene o de ma Denise wo so ma fuli mu hey Charlene, Oma fully, what my Denise na the one sinister dear, shower gel, any approach, Crobiason, well, fully one casancasa, and I'm so happy. Say, what me be one casta, why you disappointed? Hey, the God of your mother will expose everybody, Now, Motona Manua, Ediama Kavin Ediano. Yaya Motoni Wajuma. Hey, and Motona mo Manua, Ediama Kavin Edino, Yaya Motoni Wajuma. Why? Now Motono, you're be feeling in a good apope, no decaying, and a baba pamo, and you're free a yuanomo. It's Legon, or Diaba. A droning at sin and to say wine we are, or Diaba, and a baba pamo, and more free is Legon. Motono Manua, and Diama Kavin Edino, Motono, a bet or bet film Motoni in a good. A Juma ya carving, carving bet film Motoni in a form. Now Motono, when you feel good from we are, or Diaba, and a baba boom, I was I is Legon. What? I don't know what your friends are. Now, woo nipa we, woo baby, as why you mother. Hey, says, who pay you, why you ask, why baby, why you mother bente? Woo baby, say your castle or burden and say your juma, as sure ice sweater, and snow. Hey, mammy, cause yes, wait to mean until snow muster, or then supper and as to say I want say. Na ayese kako ene chia ho abofunu ono ne brano fa support ni kunu na nipa fruit sa wo ko fa letters you cover caveat e ono ne breso enya wa abusu afo mo kasa bi wai ya sister wo so pacho kasa wona wo buy sisi a can say Brago sister Brago me pacho betimi akasa aya na me mpese nipa begina so ache obi o ha oba na oya ade nti oba na wakasa bi why sister Brago ana wudi na enye Brago na yefro sister Brago obetimi akasa why okay sister Brago enye ready ono na ba so a em say their friend is saying hey wo gina hono mo kan nsem hunu de kire Ghana fo na won se wani magu ase bibia nya metan se wodi caveat ne koye na court no ebu asem no ti a wo wiye no na wo ne wo lawyer se hey da ma wo yale won we oprega hey da ma wo awurade nya ko ba se wadwene nya adwuma ho na wo wiye no chese ade na wakoma to the sense na nke wo se ye de wo caveat no ye de suso ma wo na nke ye wo hema pompomfi wo ya aboa me say se wo sa oprega we wo ho esai ensakasi ga wo pa bia wo pese ye de ma ho na mama akose se wade on deserve ko busa history no ko busa history enfie dodo a mama akose se wade ni kunu chast kodwofosu e sha abrabo ase 1985 41 good years in life where were you na wo da wo mama yam na ye nwo 41 good years na mamia kwose se wade ni kunu e sha abrabo ase aboa prove hey wo court no court ka kire wo say obi be file letters of administration na wo pese wo di caveat beto so a wo be prove the reason why ntia e was a caveat no ya gitum 6 days wo de na dia 3 months went me improve we a loser and we e come di wo yam and wo Roman Father James ena wutie sika mankofo say ye medi maame akoso ase watem hey Roman Father James wo maame oba na wo oba ena wo achempone wo utirim wo sa wa bodje se na waja ni kuha no achempone nko a ena wom woni sa radio presenter no achempone ne kuta
Medo mpacho
unmute yourself nekasa Me jin say we ye de say wo classroom so wo here de wo ntina me mute wo no. Me say Roman Father James atwem boni e na ekun wo. Atwem boni e na ekun. Wutsimu boni wu tua sika si emedi maami akoso ase watem. Enya wo na wo koka se maami akoso ase wa na de bia dadi ka ne ho nsem papa e de kire wo no. Hey, uso ya no makokone o. Ukọ atifi ko hunu nsuo. Eya pacha wi anu aba na afa bebusa se ne nsuo de ho na ho ne ye wo ye nipa bonefo ya aboa ye omambofo. Hey, Roman Father James. What is the petting poem? We mambofo, we widufo, we kwemukafo. Hey, what to tuni pantem? Roman Father James, what is the petting poem? What to tuni pantem? What to tuni pantem? Oh. What to tuni pantem? Ni pantem, busia. Mame kasawai na me nto aso.
Patrona me bisa say Sharon dia na omo yi free so no. Osa de tusu bie ma enye yi ana.
Obetimi. Sharon dia no. Oh no. Ode be support ne mame.
Ne mame ai.
Sharon dia no what to support her mother.
Yes.
Ana ababa we ya ne mama gen se dwanini. I convince ne cast say Charlene say baby and your mekono e dangerous na say ne maame enya sa power of attorney na but your dede wo hunti o mutuous me to him obe make sure say obe pam oprega ani ni nuanom no e de afirifie ho amenkwala no omunya baby enna enam sa de no su kwenta masenkwala no krompo ekɔ school a omuntimi nkɔ school. Enti said ya nyomesi bi kono se ne be ya pam ni nuamo emfa mfiri fi ho no Denise enkonko yi ono ne de no a ode support ne maame no emfa mfiri yi maame ne letters of administration no so se ne be ya be kwa akoye maame no nko a enti o convince Denise Denise ne convince Shaolin. It is Charlene, dear sir. All my friend in a dream coma manipulating at the two small party. No, Otie, no, so compare lawyer, sell lawyer, cocoa in the dean free so. Now, because of school, and in your mabintino, on to me, near the bay. On to me, near the bay, and to us so, and dinema miachi, and go for the letters of administration. And Denise is almost convincing the Marshallin in the dinner. I know Denise in the far home one. And as a lawyer na or cock Denise fa na man ko yi no sa lawyer na and no gay no gay ya the moment gesi ya danwi papa bi ko gina TGA me kan sa na dwene nya adwumi sa ba ya afa ho no no mom di odi caveat e kwa akoto Denise maame letters of administration so enti sanete e bu sha fa ma ba so mon kasa na ye nto ankomo no so
On say Charlene say omo e disappointed nti so be
Charlene you waka
aha so fan ko support o maame de ne we don can
me kan what
yeah
she has learned a lesson honestly we're learning a lesson pa and she really thinks and now no for me I think say enkrano especially Charlene na mommy amo yeah na yakasa na yi Sierra Efrim Sierra so ye ba as much as say oya akra no Sierra do ne maame papa akra no maame akotia say wa ba ketewa no the last born no maame no ne ba ne ketewa no that the akra ne si bi pene maame asem no I'm talking from the me mate akra ne do ne maame papa mo nsem e ko ba nyina no akra no we do adolescent age and ko right say ko no so ba mu bi mo hu say akra no we bi na no akasada abrochi akra enka wo ho kwan paase wo so regina mu bi enso say akra na bi na no akasada Sierra odone maame Sierra pene maame asem Sierra baby awo bi anya kopon sha wate for loving your mother so much and I think say your mother also appreciate you she loves you too akra ne done maame because of say akra no oda e da Sierra enene maame ntemu no ano oden na eyi ye kan say Charlene de Any Kelvin dear. Ya kwa ye bibi to say, tie afa bi asem dodo. Tie afa bi asem too man. No ena eye de ban how. Na mo amonhwa de a Kelvin ba Ghana obeye ye. Ka say. Na Kelvin de moto no masia ma na dio. Abusuafo mo pa WhatsApp ma no wate ne nipa nuane nipa. Moto e no masia ma akwala na di. Me pa cho ka ne say. Obi nkasa bi na menye de. Me nkomani. Me nua be makasa wa. Ya je so be me na.
I hope so be ahun de.
Ai, ya
Bi kan yamisha mo pa fi se. Ya frame Akiola me kasa free Dubai. Anytime be mo adwo mu po a metie mo pa me de bruto shema so na metie de ekoso yamisha mo pa fi se enye Ghana sansem we na me timi dwunu ane mtikura pa ni. So obi a ya wale no o se ono na ese ya wale no evidence be any ho. Empo ono anu kura na busuafo mpo obi etumem ama Ghana yete ho mansem we ekoso. Ma yes ma me no kura mpo.
Yes so no.
Yenhwe ya mami ya wonyama bi won ma won say yes o yenyini saade be ye dwe no mami wo obi anka bibi na ehia no ana di bi na opia anka ye papa yenye sa asem we ba ye kura mpo what is mami kura o yi nanim da na se yenhwe oba yi de bia ye papa kwa oko studio kura o tan se ordinary say yi no imagine o na Ghana on up to date also do papa na say de ono no say wale na difunu wa hefa difunu wa he ha se efeso na ko onkogu nsan se ye mamra ahefa na mko akopesa nti nyama bi ho no ma medwire o man Ghana ho amenti ase legend pa na sebi ne che ye basasa na oba we no sebi o oye mpena oni abadaye ma sebi abusua ene ni kunu nti no onfa ho ne chef's interest na hia no na ye so nsam bi so o man Ghana mu ni petitru be na awu sebi ye sin up to the ni bi ani funu da oba we so no say nyame ho be nyame mbra ne mrepa ebo baba aye de omu nyina no omu to bedadi omu nyina to bedadi ebo baba
deadi ba
me dwunu am ntiase atabe me buti mi fi mu na me kasa me ho me hwe ma me kura mpo ye ma me no me hwe nanim a ye ma me akose na chesa me ra ho boni
ben
nyame nhira mu nkoso na mu ye adwumade wa nyame nhira mo pa
nyankopon nhira won
so no obi so nto aso ai
ya da se pa nyankopon nhira won so na wo hwe se Mami pa simbini ni kunu abre e wa abrabom na obi so oba be fa akoso simple obi onu wa amire o bente onu onton ice water da onye adwuma da obi nkoti snow awo no fa caveat nkonkoto so chairman akwaba
Gloria boko there
ya mi adoma hotefo sofo
me cha obi a
ya joso
bitimi kasa na me usa mu ya ibina mabora so me de pa so pese me kan bi
ya ibi ka bi aka chama kasa
na de omne se abaye ya sem no na yeguso kan ana
ono
de ode caveat court no a Lumba bano enye do de Lumba ba ho asem na mo
Lumba bano ba oba no ene ye kan sen mpana no a ono oba bedidi obi ade ho a owie ya wo se yam ya nyini koma no ono na sem de
obi be medi ye no kan sa do obi be medi ye okay na se sa akra na friend of Priscilla na de niamon sem na oye na di o nyina ne se ewiase no di o bedua bia no o betwa tinti America ne sa ne sei me de me mamenka again ya akra ya sem ya na anya akra ya bayi uzafani tu sa so abodam no nya na sem na mo kan
ono abodani na sem ni
enti me kan ma me dwen me ekoti se
abodani
me ye ni ade na me hu se afi ene the first time ma me ne abusapani tu sa akwa adwen ba akum ya chese ya dwene pe na dwene no de bae no ene the first time ma me hu se abusapani asoma kan ye die trudo
todo
oka se akra na bodam no na Ghana fo binum se o ankasa yi onu so na ye ne nana ne nana no onim se wa bodam
nipa bodam no o kan
wa bodam because nta ayi ade na girl no control ye de court no a edi adanse trudo so wa bodam
bodani
caveat na wa tro de kro no edi adanse pipi se wo ye bodam for complete because o mo odam a obi asebin producer o ma mi wi an be yemfa ne say a mistake kra
Denise
asem na making a mistake na bia o ade no ekotum ene ye ya na so atom dia say fere ne nim kwase de fanyam wuo enti o ma me empe abrutire ba bi nkonkowo ena ma mi ya na de adwene ba yo ma mi ya na boa wo e ma wo koye kofi wo to abrutire asem na de ama na ya no enye ma mi a anka wo awoi ake wo to akwawe ne so na ena yakofi ato abrochiri kama ena nyame aye wadom wa kwede wa samwa ya wono kra ya michirem kire kafra mai bone momfa chem se uso na ewo no ena o maame yi maame ne yeso sa ne chede a monye mommodi ananka monye den we ya wo ne hade a se nim guase ne ade de monko abrochiri etima maame ne na bo ayo ya hwehwe mu aye chese maame ne na bo aye se enfa no kwa abrochiri
ma akosia na sade wo mu tu kwan maame akosia se wa wo grateful human being one ne maame na wa chi
maame no abomode so do betu kwan akopa brabo pa ma bi ko ni kunu na akofa abanya hwe obefa obeje ne saa ana wai wade wako onze ne ohun de wakotena ho a o ka kire obi a odo tu kwan so ohun ene obi odo tu kwan no a ne wako bobra no wo ma yete ase me kire mu yi pa oka no ade anim se oka no krata anim se no kwasemi se ya mfana nka ya umum be administrators na na se umbe fiede ma papa no yi wedin be di animu a na japade no yedin be di animu a di we nyina ne se ebe ha adwene kakra se kudi ma mebrempoma ne akoso se wansemu a ebe ha adwene papa kire se o mu no enkrofo be siri o mu se entida di Lumba wo owu ye wa bebo ne bra sei yenya di papa bia ni na de se maami ma we mu ne adu mo na de asemo okoka no ayi no leche nim no na me ka kire mu yi
enti ne akaso abadam bebrebe
complete se ya mana akodi animu a ade na ye frɛ no ayi sa caveat na de nyina se ya mana akodi ade nanim na se de japade hye maame akoso asewa ene ayi ya ka ne se ma ambrempoma nsɛmu a ye besiri wo mu Ghana fo besiri wo mu se Lumba bra wa bebo nyina yi enti nkrofo we ne ade no ankwasa ka se okoka nkyinam so wabodam no
bodani abayowa
ana mi gyina so aka so wabodam na eye me ya ade we mu mfa tumu mfo pa se enye obia na ehia
Yes, me yedi obi ankare. Obi ankare. Obi ankare na me Calvin no de. Me Calvin me de me tete no pe information ni ye pa nam de me agina so. Na za kodo Calvin. Say the member is tie pa na agina so say krenten. Na me ni se nyansa wo timu pa. Say sa de me tie say sa na tie and yeah, what is needful. I yes as one yeah, what is needful. Nese me nya hwehwem ya.
Ka no mo si motama na dio.
Me dia me nyi honi ni because of me nyi honi ni. Man me dia me asem na make me se me hwehwem. Eti me dia say one fan for one ma ya hunu de akro na one me ya hunu de tuam Kevin. One me ya hunu de tuam me ya prema ya bra nya kwawo.
Dabi
because any bra bano ni ja so bano. Calvin. The whole ewiase nyina do maame. Wunim sa de we. Ewiase nyina filu maame. Etini kwa crossing card no medi agro. Ewiase nyina filu maame na me maame na ewiase born gegen gane yo say ya. Aka wi za me kokoba bi kra no osima gongon. Me di si me ko pa. Hwe na wo ma me ko America wo hwe. Aka wi woni ma man ka asam chiro. Ye be wa hai. Ye be o Germany, ye be pata so ye. Ara me wo, don't get me wrong. Baby ye na wona me tie.
And you ready to last with Wagongon?
Na say is Wagongon. Me na say, chama me hwa toto ye committee. Me na me ko rente tent near the America for the omu charter flight data.
Na den so.
Do my picture bought data no ye branded data no flight na do omu ba no. Wo dey we bi asida. President Kura Atamis who ye jeje who ye omu wu kura bi asida. Aye kan se mo wunu nyansa wo ma me ye wo ni ade di na chi wo so mi na chi wo kodi we achi. Ono betimi awo. We betimi awo.
No one any body pain. One any body pain.
And there's some crane now I'm waiting to show me what
Obi oni ni kunu start abrabo. Chairman, Obi oni ni kunu start abrabo 1985. O matina 41 years ni o. Na ono oprega no kwa ya na nwisi ebedi kura be wo no.
Na wo akra wo ayi sa gay ya wo ya omre to asemu yi. Wo ye nyina ma ba be ka cho se wo mentai wo mepo asem. Mepo asem enam so oni dadi awo eni ade. Na fe we ye den ena wonya butramro nwase na mami we ne nsem sense na mami oka bibia o se yo wate aka we nkenya bibia nya live ya wati miama minim krofo na etutugu asun se funu no mawie o se moye ne den na mo person ba fia bo ye nim ana mo de ay kalomo efunu mo de ay kalomo ana lumba funu mo de ay kalomo ye ka lumba funu pe na wusu ya ka we pe na musu na mubofu adenti na egusa furu no na nke ko busa furu wa ho emra ne se unu obi tifie no owu a ye busa furu hu nipa no ho ye busa de ku no Africa ne
na ma ye ka ye ko busa furu wa ho wo ni nipa ne tina nipa ne wu na ne nebusuafo ane ne nuanom ne wafanom ne wafa asefo no ye hunu nipa ne nke be ne busa furu wa ho
hwe na mu visa Ghana na mu visa Ghana o na mra ni ho hwe o se edano ye ka me